Hi, everybody. It's your favorite dad out of however many you may have. I don't know. I'm actually starting to get the fucking idea that most of the people that watch this stream have daddy issues in the first place. So maybe I am the favorite dad. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a nice night. Happy Saturday, and welcome to a banger of a day. Hi, everyone. Chat, listen. All right. Your mother, my ex-wife, forgot to pick you guys up. So, with that being said, we get more weekend time together. Yippee! Get your bags ready. We're going to round one. That's right. We're going to the arcade. Let's fucking go. I can't say that word in front of you guys. Let's go. Don't repeat that word. Don't tell her I said that word in front of you. Don't tell her I said that. Don't repeat that word. That's for dolls to use, and not that's for big porcelain dolls to use, not little slimes things like you guys. You guys can't use that word. That's for me. That's I made that word up. I made that word. You're not allowed to use that word. That's my word. That's not your word. That's my word. You can't say that. That's my word. If you tell anyone that you heard that word, I am not taking you to the arcade. You're not. You guys know what copyright is. I copyrighted it, actually. If you continue to say that word, I will sue you. Even if you are my own family, I will sue you. I don't care if I'm your dad. I will sue you for all you're worth. So all the money that I gave you as an allowance, that's coming back to me. You better watch yourself. Watch yourself. You don't want that. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're having a nice night. Happy Saturday. Don't be shy. Feel free to say hi. Thank you for coming by. Happy to have you guys here. Thankfully, your mom, my ex-wife, is not coming. She hasn't texted me or anything. I'm just assuming that she's not. And that means not only do we get to spend more time, but I don't have to pay an alimony statement. Let's go! My money is free! I don't have to continue to pay child support because I am the child support. You guys are here. I'm supporting you. Let's go! All right, follow me. Come on, let's get into the mansion. As soon as we get inside, we can start playing around. I brought board games. Now, you might be thinking, Dad, that's lame. I want to play Super Mario, homies, number 96. Well, I don't have a Nintendo, guys, okay? So this is the best you're going to get. You're going to play a board game with me, and you're going to like it. Just like back in the day when I was young, okay? We didn't have video games. We didn't have Nintendags. Okay? We had board games. We had fun things where we learned about capitalism, like with Monopoly. Now follow me. Let's get into it. It was peak. It was a peak time. All right, mods, go grab the board games out, and then we can get started. It'll be a good time. As long as my wife, or sorry, ex-wife doesn't come in, we can enjoy ourselves. You know, I don't have to pay the alimony statement. We can just play board games. I don't know what she's gonna...
motherfucker!
Is that your idea of a knock? You know, I have a doorbell! I like that you walked in. You didn't even pretend to open the door. You just walked in.
I don't walk.
What do you mean you? Yeah, do you sashay? What do you mean you don't fucking walk? What does that even mean?
I float. I'm a magical girl. I float. Also, this visit was supposed to be supervised.
I am supervising them. What do you mean?
No. Oh my God, that's not what a supervised visit means.
I'm a good dad. I don't need supervision.
That doesn't. The terms of the. Oh my God. Never mind. All right. Where's my child support money?
What do you mean child support? I'm supporting them, aren't I? I'm here. I didn't leave.
You can't. Oh my God, you can't pay child support and emotional support, Joel.
Yeah, but I'm all their emotional support. How much emotional support have you given them? How much emotions have you given them besides nagging them? Huh? I gave them
There's
ice
more-
cream. Look at how happy they are.
That is not an appropriate substitution for child support.
Look, they're happy. They have ice cream. I feel like that's good emotional support. That's basically paying for itself. That ice cream was $12 though, so I am going to need you to cover for that.
Oh my god. And what flavor was it at least? Was it at least like a McFlurry
Pistachio.
or was it just like okay,
I'm
well
trying
that's
to
fine.
raise them up on the classics before they get into the, the trash.
That's fine. Okay, well was it cones or was it bowls?
Bowls.
Okay.
They outlawed
so
cones 3 years ago. We just can't buy them anymore. We're in this district that we're in.
okay, so at least there wasn't a choking hazard involved, I guess.
That's actually why they outlined it. A kid choked on a cone. See, I'm a good dad. I didn't give them a cone. I'm trying to keep them alive.
You're on thin ice, but I'll allow it, I guess.
Let's go! Did you hear that, chat? We win! We beat her! Let's go! I won the fight!
I do have to ask though, what are you gonna do when the ice cream runs out?
What do you mean?
Child support's like an ongoing thing that the child's last forever. So
I thought
like,
it was like a one-time payment. I have to pay more?
yeah, and you don't you typically don't pay like the children.
Chat, I'm gonna need to take your allowance back. I found out that I have expenses that I need to pay.
Wait, you're giving them an allowance?
Yeah, why
I'm
not?
giving them an allowance.
What
They
the
said you weren't
fuck?
giving them an allowance.
Don't repeat that word. What the fuck, guys? You're
teaching
getting
them,
double
and
allowances.
you're teaching them swear words?
I'm not teaching them a swear word. I told them they're not allowed to say it. If that helps.
It doesn't. It does not.
I told them it was copyrighted, and if they say it, they'll get sued.
Did they sign an NDA?
They don't need to sign an NDA. They just know that they'll get sued.
Are you going to pay for their court fees?
No, I'm going to be the one suing them. I told them that I'm the one who copyrighted it. I thought it would be really funny if I did that.
Okay. Well, then, I mean, I'm going to have to unfortunately sue you, like,
What?
because I need to use that word also.
Hey, can you come to the side with me for a second? Just over here. Don't do this, okay? It's a joke. The copyright thing is not real, obviously. I'm just doing it to fuck with them. That way they don't say the word, and I get to say the word. It's not my fault. It slips out sometimes, okay?
That's what she said.
I'm glad we're divorced.
That makes two of us.
Welcome to the stream, Liz.
Hello.
I'm gonna cut the role play off here so I don't have to actually pay any alimony. Welcome on in. Happy Saturday. Glad to have you on. It's your first time being on, even though we've done so many collabs together now.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
also
here.
all of Chaos Crew, all of that shit, everything that happened there, and I still haven't. And this is your first time on.
I know.
It's okay. Listen, you're here now, and that's the important part. And we got to do our divorcee roleplay, and it wasn't in front of the others now. This time it was purely with chat.
ASMR.
Yeah, this is my divorce.
Male whimpering ASMR. My wife left me.
No. It's divorcee. Non-whimpering. It's just regular divorce ASMR.
I mean, someone might be whimpering if they're getting divorced.
I've promised myself that I would never fall into the deep, dark abyss that is the male whimpering ASMR hole.
I don't like that you called it a hole, but that's fine.
What else would it be?
Pop off king.
What other reason would people whimper for?
I can think of a few off the top of my head, but they're all pretty closely related to one another.
Liz, can you make yourself bigger, please? Why am I seeing half of your body when you should be like at the same size as me? What is going on here?
Because I'm floating, Joel.
Also,
I
why
float.
do we have the same fucking silhouette? Can you change your hair or something? Give me, what the fuck is this? First you divorce me and now you yank my silhouette? What is this shit?
Yanking my husband's silhouette.
Look at
ASMR.
this. It's the same silhouette. What is this shit? What is going on here?
Get a jacket. Get a job. Get a jacket and a job.
If you put a fucking bonnet on, you'd be the exact same as me. Stop trying to change her. I'm not trying to change her. I just wanted to understand that this is one of the reasons.
One of the reasons what? I divorced you.
I don't want to talk about it. Liz, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a nice night. Chad, if you don't know Liz, aka MissShadowLovely, you should, considering the amount of times that we collab. But if you don't, I will give you a rundown. This is Liz. This is my ex-wife. Not real, not actual. This is all role play. And Liz is a lovely magical girl VTuber. You may have seen her as the quiet middle child in the Chaos Crew collabs, or you may have seen her as that one girl who is breaking down in tears and thirst for Dead by Daylight characters.
No, singular character, just one.
Just one specific character, and it's the one with the hook. It's the dead woman. It's the one that's kind of like mixed up and like he's got like they're non-binary. They have like 3 different, like they're all scrunkly and they're twisted.
Try again.
It's the one with the mask.
Okay, all right, we're getting somewhere.
The woman with the mask on.
Well, I guess there is a woman with a mask on, but no.
The one that was played by Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Matthew Lilliard.
Legally distinct version, but yes.
I was right. I knew it.
And it only
legally
took
distinct. Are they not allowed to do that?
Well, the one that's in Dead by Daylight is not the one from the movies. It's a legally distinct version.
They made a legal loophole. They didn't ask for permission.
I mean, okay, so can I have?
Tell me about your hyperfixation. Go
ahead. Can I have 3 minutes to explain?
Tell me about your hyperfixations. Go ahead.
Okay, so the character is Ghostface, right? From the movie Scream, but not from the movie Scream, because the one that I'm specifically hyperfixated on, yeah.
Horror movie girlies in the chat, relax. Sorry, they get excited if they hear Ghostface. Okay, go ahead.
They should, as they should.
No.
So, Ghostface in the game Dead by Daylight. So the character Ghostface is not like a real character. It relates to the mask and the mask only, and the copyright is for the mask only. So the way Dead by Daylight got the license was that they got the license for the mask from Party City. But they didn't get the license to like any of the guys from the movie.
The fucking license is goddamn Party City.
Yes.
Why do they have that license? Why?
Because I think they're the ones. I think they're the ones who originally like owned the mask that they used in the movie. I don't think it was like licensed for the movie or anything. And so the way that so here's another little like a little lore dump. So ghost faces are usually in the movies, at least. Like one of the caveats of the Scream movies is that Ghostface is usually 2 different people in the movies. That's like kind of the deal. There's only like one movie where that's not the case. And the way that they skirted that in Dead by Daylight, because Dead by Daylight's Ghostface is not the Ghostface from any of the movies because they legally cannot do that, is they made the guy who is Ghostface in the game be a guy who's pretending to be another guy. So he's technically 2 guys by pretending to be a different guy.
So he is Ghostface, but he also pretends to be a different person.
Yeah, he's got like not a split personality, but he's got like a double identity.
And they're like Thunder?
They're like, oh yeah, he's 2 different guys. But the thing is, he picked his name. So his real name is Danny Johnson, but he picked the name Jed Olsen, like a fun Jimmy
If you
Olsen.
name yourself Jed, you've already lost so much.
Okay, that's what I said. Like the fact that you got to pick your name and you picked Jedediah, all right, perish, truly.
But not even the full name, just Jed.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that it's Jedediah. Like, I'm sure that the full name is Jedediah.
That name's a little bit cooler than fucking Jed.
Yeah, Jed is awful. Also, one of my favorite things is in Dead by Daylight, the only way you get lore is if the character gets like a tome that you play through, and he finally got one. And one of my favorite aspects is that, like most ghost faces in the movies, he's also real dumb and bad at being a murderer, actually. So like
is that
one of
canonical that Ghostface is bad at murdering?
Yeah, well they're always like they always
How do you
think
fail
they're really
at killing
good.
Somebody, it's so Legally, it's very hard to do, and I wouldn't know how to do it.
Well, okay, so they all fail in like various ways, but the one in Dead by Daylight specifically, it's funny because it's like set in the 90s or whatever, so like the internet's fairly new, and he is a reporter, and his whole deal is that he does a night crawler thing where he kills people as Ghostface and then reports on it. So he's also a very famous like reporter because of it.
So how did this lead
really
to him being a sex symbol?
Just because I'm down. I'm just down bad. Well, for me, it's the Dead by Daylight version because he's a cringe fail man. But like, have you seen Billy Loomis and Stu Macher, the original Ghostfaces in the first movie? Like, they're
the
objectively
original was
hot.
Matthew Lilliard.
Yeah, I said their character names, but yes, that's Stu. He played Stu.
Okay.
There's two Ghostfaces in the first movie, Billy Loomis and Stu Macher.
I mean, I guess, yeah, Shaggy is pretty attractive. I think he is. I can't see him as anything other than Shaggy, though, most of the time.
I think Scream came before Scooby-Doo, I believe. So they're roughly, I think he's roughly the same age.
Scooby-Doo is old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so is Scream. Scream came out in like 2000 or something.
Yeah, but Scooby-Doo is like, no, dude, if it's 2000, Scooby-Doo is older. There's no way Scooby-Oo is
Scooby-Doo
younger.
the cartoon, but Matthew Lillard playing Shaggy in like the live action. I don't know if that's
he just looks like Shaggy. Like his physical appearance looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, look at him.
Well, yeah, and he looks like that. He pretty much looks like that in Scream also. And then Skeet Ulrich, I think is how you say his name, is the other Ghostface in the first one. With Skeet.
Okay.
What a hell of a. That's not the character's name. That's the actor. No, that's the actor. That's the actor's name.
And he
hell of
skeets
a
in the
name.
chat.
Yeah, and he skeet heads.
And he skeets and/or Jed in the chat.
Oh my god. Oh no, what I was saying before I forget, because I will. The Dead by Daylight Ghostface, the way that he like messes up killing is he writes an article about his own murder, and then he sees that some teens post online about how cringy and how much of a loser Ghostface is, and he reads that before he goes to go kill someone, and he gets so not owned by it and so not mad about it that he starts stress eating out of the victim's fridge, and then the victim comes home and almost catches him, so he hides in the pantry.
What the fuck?
And then the victim opens the pantry and he's like, oh shit, oh fuck, and then he has to like kill them really sloppily and like messes it all up, and then it's really hot in his apartment because he lives in Florida, and the entity is like, hey, you want to come here? And he's like, yeah, hell yeah, take me to the spider zone, there's air conditioning there.
I think that if you get made fun of for being a murderer, you are not allowed to not be owned. You killed somebody. It makes you a loser. As soon as you commit a murder, you're already like, you automatically become a loser. You lost.
Yeah.
You took it within your own hands to kill somebody instead of win an argument. You just lost.
Yeah.
It's like when you get into a fight with somebody.
Husbands.
Yeah, well, it's like when you get into an argument with somebody and you throw a punch instead of, just being smarter than them. It's like you lost the argument. Congratulations.
But what if they weren't smart enough to dodge?
That's not an intelligence thing. Don't act smug. Hey, stop. Don't look.
I'm not acting smug. This is just what I look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what I look like all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. Zoom in.
On what?
Just on your character. Zoom in.
Okay.
I wonder why. Are you just short? Is that why? Okay, not that far.
I have a small model. Yes.
So you're just short.
Yeah, I can get shorter.
I'm trying to match us, and then I like. Fuck. Do I have a large? Okay. Yeah. No. I am. Nice I do. Did you turn into a fucking chibi?
Yeah, I told you I could get smaller.
That's not what I meant by get smaller. God, your head became bigger now. Wait. Okay, don't move. Right there.
Okay.
There. Now it fits. Now everything fits. Perfect. Thank God. It works. It looks good. Chat, look at her. I actually love this model so much. Look at her face. Look at her.
That's me every day in the mirror when I wake up.
This is your mom. This is your hyperfixation girly that loves murderers.
Well, when you put it like that, it seems a lot less appealing.
Loves murderers that thinks that they're
like
cute.
Okay, all right, fictional ones. Let's
she gets
not like
flutters
real
in her stomach
ones
when she sees a murderer sloppily kill somebody.
That's so true. Yeah, that's so true. But like again, not real ones, not like Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever. Like the fake ones. Are you saying you've
never listened to a true crime podcast?
Well, I have. I just am not like time to listen to my husbands, right. my real life murder husbands. Like no.
But you have.
I mean, I've listened to true crime pod. I think everybody has. I don't think anybody hasn't.
I don't think that's an everybody thing, Liz. I think that's a specific type of person that likes true crime.
I don't think that's true. I think most people have at least in passing heard a true crime podcast.
Liz
or like a true crime show.
Officially Chat's mom and also listens to true crime. So what we're hearing is that you're a suburban white mom that listens to true crime podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't listen. Okay, you're making it sound like I listen to them all the time. I don't. I can't even remember the last time I did.
All the time? How often is it?
I can't remember the last time I listened to one, but like I have.
So one specific. I mean, I heard one in a fucking science class.
Movies. I watch like fake horror movies. I don't watch like real true crime stuff. I mean, like occasionally I'll watch like that. There's that new thing on or the new series on Netflix, that like Baby Reindeer, that's like based on a true story. That's true crime, but that's still like a fictional show
based on real events. But yeah,
allegedly, yeah.
That's not a true crime podcast. That's just like a documentary.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I don't like listen to true crime podcasts. Yeah. I watch like horror movies.
Well, that's what I was getting at. You made it seem like the way you said it was like, of course everyone's listened to it.
Well, yeah, I think everybody has like in passing, like maybe it's like parents. Like I had a dad who loved watching like Dateline or like 48 Hours. Like that was probably where most of my true crime absorption came from. As an adult, true crime isn't that like interesting to me.
Well, my mom watched NCIS all the fucking time, so
oh my god, yeah, mine too. Like she was down so bad for whatever his name was, Gibbs or Gibby or whatever. She wasn't down
bad for anyone, but I would go up to my mom and be like, "Why? Aren't you depressed? Don't you feel depressed watching this all the time?" And she was like, "Yeah."
My mom, that was the first time I ever saw my mom like ship somebody. My mom was so devastated when that one guy didn't like end up. What are you doing?
Sorry, my soul left my body and I'm trying to shake myself back to wake. There we go. Jesus Christ. I can't wait to get a new phone. Holy shit. Okay, continue. Why are you crying?
What, I didn't mean to cry. I made the wrong face and thought I was crying.
Possessed again.
I'm having PTSD flashbacks.
What? I'm gonna have a chest burster come out.
Yeah, I'm pulling out the defibrillator, trying to bring you back to life. Yeah, okay. No, my mom like shipped I don't remember his name, but like the generically handsome white guy with the generically handsome white lady on NCIS, and then they pulled off the lady character, and he ended up with a different character. And that was the first time I'd ever seen my mom ship somebody, and I was like, "Aw, my mom shipped somebody. That's so cute."
My mom did that with me and like literally anyone that I knew. If I told my mom I had even one female friend, they'd be like, "Oh yeah? Huh. A man and a woman being friends? Oh, I don't know about that." So they're like, "You guys doing something?" And it's like, no, mom, no,
not mine.
No, not at all.
Mine were like, you just can't talk to anybody, period. You just can't talk to anybody. We're just gonna hedge all of our bets and make sure you don't talk to anyone. We can't risk any of that.
I wish I had that. I did not. I didn't even talk to anyone, even when I was given the option to.
Well, I was homeschooled, so it was a lot like easier for them to make sure I didn't talk to anybody.
I don't know why, but in my head, as soon as you said I was homeschooled, my brain immediately just went, that makes sense. That fits.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I
don't know why.
You're right.
It's not like you have any discernible traits that make you like super different to like somebody that went to a public school. But for some reason in my head, it was just like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I wasn't socialized. Also,
Why are you saying it like a cat? I wasn't socialized with other people.
Yeah, I wasn't housebroken. Also, I wasn't allowed to learn about dinosaurs because they were tools of the devil that were to test your faith in God.
Religious household. Got it. Understood. Makes sense now. That explains the red hair.
I still don't know much about dinosaurs.
Well, Jurassic Park exists, and it's
I don't think
basically
that's
a horror movie.
I don't think that's a documentary, Joel.
It's as close as you're gonna get.
Okay.
I highly suggest
so you're saying that I should watch Chris Pratt's Jurassic Park in order to learn about the dinosaurs?
No, the older ones. There was a scene where like a kid covered himself in shit so he wouldn't get eaten by a Tyrannosaurus. That felt pretty educational.
Is that, do they teach that in public school, that that's what you're supposed to do?
Don't remember. I watched Jurassic Park when I wasn't supposed to, when my fucking my older sibling was watching it.
Aw, stinky.
Yeah. I came in and I was like, what are you guys watching? And then I just saw that. I also saw a man get eaten alive, but that was also part of the, that was the part of the experience. That was great.
I'm thinking back, I don't know if I ever saw the original Jurassic Park. I think I've only seen like the newer ones with Chris Pratt in them. I remember
it, dude. The main clips that stood out to me were a kid like collecting piss from a T-Rex to hide.
I think I watched pieces. I don't remember there being this much piss and shit.
The shit thing was a joke. The piss thing is real.
Oh.
And then another clip that I remember distinctly is a man in a airplane getting bitten in half by like a Spinosaurus.
I just remember like
the piss thing is real though.
Great.
That's a real thing.
I just remember like the clever girl scene, and then also the one of like the raptors like trying to find the kids behind the table thing.
Also, hey, those raptors weren't even that fucking smart. I can open a door easily. I don't know why they gave the raptors so much credit. Why don't I get called clever when I learn how to fucking open a door? What's
Would
up
you
with
like
that?
me to call you clever, Joel?
I just feel like I'm not getting enough credit. I learned how to open a door when I was like 4, and yet these raptors didn't.
Bro, it took you till you were 4 to learn how to open a door. My cat knows how to open a door, and he's dumb.
Okay, so you're not going to call me clever?
I mean, I will if you want me to, but not for that.
I'm
not
just
if you were 4. Not if it took you till you were 4 to figure out basic levers.
Like 30 years old, so I feel like I got ahead of the game there.
I think that, again, I don't remember much about the original Jurassic Park, but I think that like all of the dinosaurs came to life at like one time. So I think they're like all newborns.
They were like advanced aging, like cloning. So clearly they were like 30 years old or something like that. They were pretty old. I feel like I learned it way faster than the raptors.
You're very clever, Joel.
Everybody learns at their own pace.
That's so true. As a homeschooled kid, I agree, yeah.
I just was a little bit faster than the raptors.
I don't know. I think the raptors got it pretty quick.
I don't think they did. I think I was faster. I think I was better. I think I deserve more credit than the raptors do.
Did you watch the newer Jurassic Park? Like the newest one, the one that brought back like all the old cast?
I watched the Chris Pratt one. I didn't see the sequel to the Chris Pratt one.
I think there's 3, which is wild because when I saw the 3rd one in theaters, I was like, I feel like I missed a movie because there's like a child.
Yeah,
he just has a child.
There's a child that is a clone, apparently. No,
yeah.
There's the Chris Pratt one, right? And then the second. Also, in that movie, I don't know what was going on. The lady that was the businesswoman that was supposed to be the villain, really attractive. Then in the second movie, she looks like a completely different. She looks like okay.
Are you talking about Bryce Dallas Howard, the redhead, or are you talking about a different person?
Hold on. I'm actually going to show pictures because this pissed me off. Blonde, villain, business woman, Jurassic
is it Cate Blanchett?
Park. Yes.
Or am I thinking
Here's
of
the
one?
thing, though, right? So in Jurassic Park, there were 2 blondes in that movie, right? So there was the business villain blonde. And then there was like another blonde that was like the main character's friend or whatever, right?
That's Bryce Dallas Howard. She's a redhead.
In the second movie, the villain blonde literally just turned into the main character's other blonde. Like they look exactly the same.
Oh,
or they
yeah,
look like
I know what you're talking about.
They look
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
exactly the same. I don't know what the fuck happened, but they made the villain turn into the heroine, and they look like they're. I don't know. I have to see pictures, but I don't know what their fucking names are, so I can't look them up.
I think you're swapping them in your head, but I know what you're talking about.
Hold on. Blonde woman, Jurassic Park. This is gonna give me so many fucking hits.
Just look up Bryce Dallas Howard and Kate Blanchett.
Why do they have to, why is her name 3 different names? 3 different fucking first names.
Bryce Dallas Howard is a hell of a name, yeah. I agree.
What the fuck? Okay, hold on. I don't know what their names are. Oh my god. Chat, white blonde woman looks the same as white blonde woman. Yes? Yes.
I mean, I agree, yeah. I don't remember the second movie of the Chris Pratt Jurassic Parks, but in the third one, like, they just kept trying to do callbacks to the first one, where, like, they'd all do that hand thing that Chris Pratt does in the first one. And I'm like, you can't just have everybody do that. The whole deal was that, yeah.
Heel.
I'm like, you can't just do that to every dinosaur. The whole deal in the first one is that he did it to ones that he trained. You can't just do it to my
chat all the time. I put my hand up and I'm like, heel.
Hold.
They get rabid so otherwise.
Are you saying that your chat is full of velociraptors?
I think they're full of it. They're definitely animals. With the way they act, they're definitely fucking little freaks.
You and I haven't gotten to talk one-on-one a whole lot, at least not in front of other people. So a lot of times, if there's something I don't know, I'll just blame it on being homeschooled, and this is one of those times. Do we consider dinosaurs to be animals? Like, as a society, I don't know what they're classified as.
They're lizards. They're giant lizards. Or more closely, giant birds that were land birds, but yeah.
Okay, so we do consider dinosaurs to be animals. They're not like their own, like, thing.
Yeah, they're animals.
Okay, fair enough.
The only things that aren't animals are insects, plants, and fish, which are not technically... I mean, they are animals, but they're also...
And mushrooms.
Yeah, fungi are their own kingdom. Same with bacteria and stuff like that.
Myconids is what mushrooms are, I think. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are horrifying.
They're really cool. Don't get me started on mushrooms. That's one of my hyperfixations.
Yeah, no, I watched like a bunch of documentaries about mushrooms.
I have so many of them.
It's wild because, like, if mushrooms wanted us as a species to be dead, we just would be. Like, if mushrooms just decided it was GG's for us, it would be GG's, and there's nothing we could do about it.
There is, yes, and yeah, okay, well, yes, they are OP. We literally cannot get. So if humans put their mind to it, they could probably get rid of a lot of animal species. But with mushrooms, it's physically impossible. Like, you will never make a mushroom go extinct. It's almost impossible to make mushrooms go extinct.
You cannot kill me in a way that matters, just like that Tumblr post said. Yeah.
You cannot kill a mushroom in a way that matters. They will literally, like, they will bounce back. You can't burn them. You'll just release spores if they have them. It doesn't work.
See, that's why I just, like, eat a bunch of mushrooms. That way, when they inevitably decide that they want to take over our brains, like in The Last of Us, I'll just be ahead of the game.
You'll already have all the mushrooms in your brain already. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like humans are pretty hard to kill too. I don't know.
I disagree. People die all the. Okay, so again, going back to the horror movie thing.
We're the product of evolution. We've been
here. Have you
here.
ever seen Final Destination? Any of them?
I have seen the one, and I was scared of driving behind log trucks for the longest time.
That's the second one.
That was one of the reasons.
One of the more recent ones, I want to say like the most recent one maybe, unless a new one's come out that I don't know about. Out of all of the Final Destination movies, because I don't get scared by horror movies at all, period. Just like I never have, and I never will. Stop it. I'm going to spritz you with a spritz bottle.
Okay.
You're going to get the spicy spritz bottle if you don't settle down.
No!
Yeah, the only ones that like make me uncomfortable are Final Destination and like disaster movies, because like I can like rationalize with a person. I can fight a person with a knife. I can't fight like a logging truck or like a car accident. So like that freaks me out. And there's one specific scene, and I want to say the most recent Final Destination, where a gymnast is literally just doing gymnastics. And then the bar comes loose. Yeah, and like lands in a way that just crumples her body. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
That's why
I never want to walk again. I never. that wouldn't have helped in this scenario.
Those are very real too. I mean, all gymnasts have somebody to spot them, basically. Like they all have a coach sitting next to the rack, and the coach's job is to make sure they don't fucking die or hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, there's sometimes issues where like a gymnast will get mad at their coach for catching them when they knew they were going to land properly, and it ruins their set basically if they're in front of a judge when they're doing their flips and shit. But the coach is like, doesn't fucking matter. Because if anything went wrong, you would be fucking dead with the amount of speed that you were doing with your flips.
Yeah.
There are
like
videos of that where people are about to hit their head and the coach catches them last second.
Yeah. That's like, I realize now, like, as like being like an adult, because I did martial arts for like 15 years. Like did a bunch of like.
Was this homeschooled or was this actual martial arts?
I don't think you can homeschool martial arts. No, that was my
martial arts.
That was my socialization, is I got to do martial arts from the time I was a kid, and I'm like a second degree black belt and like a gold medalist and stuff. But like looking back at it, like for example, sometimes when I'm streaming, you'll hear like my jaw pop. It's because when I was 16, I was doing a fight to qualify for the Olympics, and the girl I was fighting was getting mad because I was hitting her too hard, and that's fair, I guess. But then she dislocated my jaw in the middle of the fight. And I just fought through it and didn't tell anybody.
You can't just... That's not an appropriate response if somebody's hitting you too hard. Oh, you're hitting me too hard. Let me dislocate your jaw. That's not okay.
Yeah, she did like a spinning kick and like hit me in the side of the face out of my like headpiece, and it like it dislocated my jaw. I won, by the way, for what it's worth. Yeah, I won and I did qualify, but my jaw was dislocated. So, but I didn't like leave or anything because I still had stuff I had to compete in. And then I just never got my jaw fixed ever. So now my jaw is permanently like dislocated. It's not like attached to my skull like most people's are. And you can't tell looking at me or anything like that.
Like that's just fully permanent?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I guess I could get it, like, wired back, but there's no reason to, really.
Why,
like,
are you just fine?
Yeah, the only thing is, like, sometimes you'll hear my jaw pop. Like, if I open my mouth, if I yawn, or if I'm, like, eating, or if I'm yelling.
Oh, my gosh.
You'll just hear, like, a pop. But, again, I won, so it's fine. But I, like, think about that, and I'm like, yeah, like, there are plenty of times where, like, if I would have just caught, like, a foot wrong, because I did a lot of fighting. Like, if I would have just, like, caught a foot wrong to, like, the side of the head or something, I could be in Final Destination for sure.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I did MMA, which was but it was just like a mix of kickboxing and boxing. And I remember there was a guy that I did like I never got into a ring or anything or fought with anyone. It was mainly just practice because it was a good way for me to work out as a kid.
Yeah.
And a guy, like this grown ass adult, did a little spar with me and then chipped my tooth. Just fucking hit me so
one time.
he punched me so hard in the face and he chipped my tooth. And this guy was a
my
freak
God.
because the way he fought, literally he looked like a praying mantis. And I thought it was a joke. I thought that wasn't a real thing, but apparently that is like an actual stance in some forms of MMA.
Yeah, like kung fu and stuff.
Like,
yeah.
He literally had I was like, you're not guarding yourself. You have your hands up like praying mantises. And he just did that because he's a lanky motherfucker. And they just hit me in the face and he tipped my fucking tooth.
That's so. I think he just wanted to hit a kid. I think
he did. I think he just wanted to beat the shit out of a kid.
Which, like, looking back on it, I taught martial arts for like the latter part of my doing martial arts. I taught for like 5 years. And I would teach like adults, like it wasn't just for kids. And there was like a bunch of like adult men who were like the dads of the children who were in, and they wanted to try it too. And moms. The moms didn't care as much though. And like looking back on it, like I would always say that I wanted to spar without gear. I just hated wearing the gear and I could take hits really easily. But like looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, those like grown men probably felt really uncomfortable just with me being like, no, just hit me. I know I'm like a 17-year-old girl, but yeah, just hit me.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I tell this story on stream a lot too. To qualify for your second degree black belt, well, to qualify for your first degree, you have to do a bunch of crazy stuff too. But once you go up, like there you do like these interim tests, which are like normal tests, and then when you do your second degree, it's just kind of like they'll do whatever, and it gets harder each degree you go, and there's like years between each or whatever. But like I happen to have the grandmaster of the martial art at my testing for my second degree, and there was only one other person testing with me, and he was like, okay, for the sparring portion, I'm just gonna keep throwing other black belts at you, and you and this other guy are gonna have to fight your way out. And so eventually,
what is this, like a beat 'em up? What do you mean you have to fight your way out?
And
You're
they would say
like an old TMNT video game at the arcade.
Yeah, and basically what they told us is they're like, you just have to like stay up. You just have to not hit the ground for like 10 minutes or whatever. But you can do anything you want. You do not have to use like martial arts. You can use whatever tactics you need to.
Throw sand in their eyes. Throw sand in their eyes.
That literally what I did every time someone would come, like, because he would just keep pushing people into the circle and they would just have to like go for it. What I would do is I would hook my fingers into, like, there was holes in the sides of the helmets they made us wear. I would hook my fingers into the holes and I would rip their helmet off and chuck it across the room so they had to go get it.
What?
Or I would just spin it around so they couldn't see. I just kept doing that for like 10 whole minutes.
You can't strip somebody of their armor. They need that.
I mean, hey, if you have 8 to 10 people who are actively trying to knock you to the ground, you're gonna throw their helmet.
I don't know what I would do in a situation where like 8 to 10 people are trying to beat me up.
I mean, I just beat them up. I'm built different. I just beat them up.
Probably act crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the ways.
The thing. I would always get in trouble for hitting people too hard. Like in tournaments, I almost got disqualified. Oh, my very first tournament ever when I was like 10. I traveled to Louisiana for it, and literally the second that the bell started for me to fight this other girl, she did this head ass move where she decided to jump.
Homeschooled? Did they just want you to fight everyone? What the fuck?
No.
Were your parents trying to raise like a warrior to just take over the world?
That would have been a way cooler reason, but no, it was just because of the dinosaurs being a tool of the devil and whatnot.
Okay.
But this girl decided she was gonna
be a warrior.
Yeah, I had to fight my way out of the devil's dinosaur trickery.
Okay.
This girl like did a jump kick. I guess she thought she was gonna be like cool or whatever and do a jump kick for her first kick. And I didn't. I just threw a super hard kick and she came down as my foot was coming up, and I broke like 3 of her ribs and I got disqualified from the fight. That was my very first fight ever at a tournament. And I'm like, listen, that was not my fault. That was not my fault. That wasn't
now.
Me. Yeah, that girl, Abraham Lincoln.
She's dead. You killed somebody. You murdered a woman.
At 10 years old, the ripe old age of 10.
To Ghostface, is that why?
I mean, he gets to use like a knife, but if you could use a knife at a Taekwondo tournament, that would be a way different situation.
I mean, martial arts are really strong, but again, a knife is still fucking scary no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you know martial arts, it's good against unarmed people, but if somebody has a knife, that's like a whole different scenario.
We did have like, we had weapons we had practiced with too, but most of them were like nunchucks or like a bow staff, which are like just sticks, basically.
Who the fuck would carry that around?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna rob you with a nunchuck.
That's true. We have these things called Kubotans though, which are like they're about like the size of your hand, and they're used as like keychains, but they're basically just like a little spike you can hold that's like a knife that doesn't have a blade, and you're supposed to like jam it in someone's armpit or whatever if they're trying to rob you. I don't know why they said the armpit specifically.
A knife
I guess that's where it would hurt.
Practice knife.
It's not really a practice knife. It's just like a blade that doesn't have a sharp edge. It's just like pointed. So like you couldn't stab somebody with it. You could like hit them real hard with a pressure point, but like it wouldn't, unless you were just like an insane monster person,
worse.
It wouldn't pierce them or anything. Yeah.
That
it
seems
sucks.
really like irritating. It's like when you know the oh my god, do you okay. You probably didn't do this since this was a public school thing, but in public schools, when I was a kid, piece of shit asshole kids would go up to you when you're not looking or when you're doing something, and you know the sides of your stomach, of like your lower your abdomen, basically they just poke both sides of your abdomen at the same time, and it just fuck. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. So okay, right above your waist, right?
Yeah, like your ribs.
They would poke the sides, not in the ribs. So you poke both sides of the rib.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Liz, look at the screen.
I am.
Do you see my stomach?
Uh-huh.
You see the two middle buttons?
Uh-huh.
Okay, go all the way to the sides.
Uh-huh.
So just like right there. So they would poke my right side and my left side, not in the middle, but on the literal sides of my body.
Oh.
And you poke it both at the same time, and it gives you such a jolt because it just fucks with you. And you don't expect it because you're like doing shit.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen anybody do that.
Well, the reason why kids do it is there was a lot of names for it. Some people called it tasering. Like you can see chat has a bunch of different names for it. But literally, it's just an asshole thing to do because you would drop anything you have and you'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And it hurts. It's a pain in the ass.
Like, I'm trying to do it to myself, but I have to do it like real gently because I have really long fingernails. I have like acrylic.
It'd have to be somebody else. It basically like shocks your nerves, kind of.
That's crazy. Have you ever been hitting the solar plexus?
What's my solar plexus? My forehead?
Like where your windpipe is, like a little below your windpipe.
My neck?
No, your windpipe, like between your boobs, like down below your boobs, like your sternum.
No. When I get into a fight, I was normally the one punching. Nobody punched back.
You can still get hit in the solar plexus. Like, the only time I've ever been hit in the solar plexus was by, like, falling on the edge of a table, which sucked, by the way. Anyway, if you get hit in the solar plexus, it knocks the wind out of you. And if you've ever had the solar plexus knocked out of you, that sucks.
I played soccer, and I think, like, something happened where I got hit in the solar plexus, and I just got winded, and I was just like...
yeah, it knocks the wind out of you. It sucks.
The whole knocking the wind out of thing, sorry, you're using weird technical terms that I wouldn't understand. You should have just said, have you ever had the wind knocked out of you? That makes more sense.
Well, you can get the wind knocked out of you several ways, but like getting hit in the solar plexus is like the guaranteed knock the wind out of you button. Like if you get hit there, it knocks the wind out of you. It's like a button you can press. Yeah.
Also, chat, that's not fair. The only time I would fight somebody when I was a kid was when they were being really disrespectful or dickheads, and that's when I would throw a punch, and they deserved it. So it's not my fault, and they should have just fucking kept to themselves, stupid bitches.
So true, bestie.
Sorry, I had anger issues as a kid. I would fight people all the fucking time over little disrespectful things that they would do. Because kids are assholes, and I fucking hate kids. And honestly,
so true.
If I went back in time, I would still do it. I would fucking hit harder. Fuck
I'd
them.
Fight a kid. I'd fight the same kids as an adult. I'd go back and fight the same children.
If I had to redo it, the only thing I would change is that I would hit them harder. Stupid ass bastards. I remember.
Yeah, it's probably.
What's up?
I was gonna say it's probably for the best that you don't go back and fight those kids.
Dude, when I was a kid, there was one of the standouts that I had was two things. This one asshole just kept flipping my hat every time I had a hat on, and he would just be a piece of shit about it. And then like he would also like verbally make fun of people all the fucking time. But one day he just flipped my hat and I was like, all right, I'm fucking sick of this. And I just beat the shit out of him.
Nice.
And again, a lot of them, they don't fight back because they only talk shit. So as soon as you hit them, they just like, they don't do anything because they're little bitches. And all they do is ever talk shit, just like the people on the internet. So I threw a punch at him. Another time, this stupid fucking kid, I was drawing and enjoying art and just kind of just vibing by myself as a kid, and like I had this little binder full of art, and the teacher was like moving classrooms, everyone gets their shit and starts moving classrooms. I was one of the last people out. Kid just fucking smacks it out of my hand and starts laughing at me, and I'm just like, you're a piece of shit. And this kid was a known offender of this kind of thing. I just beat the shit out of him.
Hell yeah. Fuck it up, gamer.
Me trying to excuse myself as a 10-year-old beating the shit out of other 10-year-olds.
Yeah, like you're back at the principal's office and I'm like hearing you out. I'm like,
They deserved it. They're
What is the
assholes.
punishment at public school? Like death? I don't know. I don't know what the punishments were at public school.
A really stern scolding, and sometimes getting your mother would tell you. And if you did it too much, they would put you in special ed as like a threat for whatever reason, as if that was a threatening thing.
I identify as a threat.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think they were just like assholes, and the teachers were assholes too, and thought that was like some kind of punishment.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know. As a homeschooled kid, they were just like, go to your room. they were just like, go to your room, and
Wow,
you're grounded more. Yeah.
Room. Yeah, great. More alone time for me.
Yeah, I was like such a shitty homeschool kid too, because like my mom was like constantly busy. Like nobody like taught me homeschool. Like they were like, here's some books, learn some books. And my mom like didn't graduate high school, so she couldn't teach me stuff.
Your parents didn't teach you it? They just bought you books to read?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What?
Yep. And I definitely didn't absorb most of the stuff after like 9th grade because my mom couldn't teach me it, and I didn't have access to the internet. And also I would just copy all of the answers out of the back of the book when I would have to do work. So it wasn't great.
That's not even a homeschooling. That's just like telling your kid to do your own study. What the fuck?
Yeah, my parents were like, read a book. And I was like, okay.
Hello.
Yeah. I went to college for what it's worth, so I did learn some things like later, but
good. That's a good thing. Oh my god, I just remembered I did have a punishment that would happen. I remember this, right? And I've told this to my chat before, but in this school, because I was diagnosed with ADD, they put me in special ed for like, I don't know, a year or two until they realized like, oh, you don't really need special attention. You're fine. You just don't pay attention in class. But what happened was, if I ever got in trouble or if I like did something they didn't like, they had like a quiet room, right? And it was a brick room, a small, like, I don't know, like maybe 6 feet by 3 feet brick room with no windows, a locked door. It was painted white, and nobody could hear you screaming it. So they would just lock you in the room and leave you there for an hour until you calmed down or until you learned about what you did. And I'm pretty sure that actually is torture. I don't know if if this school that I went to still does it. But
I was gonna say, I don't think you're allowed to do. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think that's like.
I can draw. Hold on. It was literally I'll fucking draw it. Let me open up MS Paint. Or let me draw this. I'll explain it to you guys. This was terrible. Like, looking back on it, this is probably I'm pretty sure this is like illegal or something like this.
I mean, they were getting away with a lot of stuff like the last 20, 30 years. Like,
yeah, they
raising
were.
a kid was real fast and loose back for the last 20 years.
Fucking fortunately, yes, they were. Here, take a look. Move your eyes to the background. And boom. This is what it looked like, right? So it basically was just, this was the room. And that's how big it was, basically. Like, this is one little chair. Right? And it's just that. And then here's one, like, armored door that you can't leave out of. Like, there's no knob. So if it closes, you're stuck. You can't get out. And there's no, like, eyeball thing to see inside of it. And then it was just brick walls.
Oh, a closet.
Well, it was, yes, a brick-walled closet with like I don't know what to tell you. It's like a concrete closet. It's genuinely solitary confinement with no windows or anything.
I think if it doesn't have a way to get out, that's like a fire hazard.
It is. There is no way to get out. Like, you cannot leave the room. Somebody would have to open the door for you. If you got stuck in there, you'd be stuck in there.
That's like a plot point in the movie The Ring, too, where you just like Sadako from The Ring.
I want to remind you and everyone else, this is for special ed students that they would put them in here. Like, they would put special ed students in this room as if this would, like, do anything besides, like, you know, mentally traumatize or, like, it just be very terrible for somebody. And they would put you in here for, like, an hour or two. Like, if you misbehaved. Like, a full hour. Yeah, no.
I mean, my mom would make me like my mom would put like when I was like really little, she had like a little chair. She would like make face the wall, and I'd like have to sit and face the wall in timeout for like
think that's the same thing,
X amount of time.
I don't think that's the same thing as a white.
I'm just
brick
saying
room.
that's the rational like application of that specific punishment is like just being in the room having to be quiet.
Well, yes,
not solitary confinement.
Not in a small brick room where you slowly lose your mind because you cannot hear anything and nobody can hear you scream.
Well, that explains a lot.
Whoa, hold on. I only went in there like twice. And then I finally got out of that fucking hell.
That feels like a lot of times to be put in the little back rooms room.
One of the reasons I went in was because they made me shake the hands of this like brat that like would constantly pick his nose, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. No. If he washes his hands, I'll shake his hand. And then my teachers got mad at me. He's like, just shake his hand. And because I didn't, they put me in solitary confinement for 2 hours, for like an hour or something.
That's some like X-Men shit. Did you develop a superpower while you were in there? Or?
Yeah. My superpower was I started talking to myself.
Well, okay.
And now I do it for a job.
Yeah.
As far as everyone else looking in knows, none of you are real. I am talking to myself inside of a room. If a caveman saw me, they'd be like, "What are you doing?"
It also freaks out animals. Like I can't have I can't have Jinx in here.
Freak out if you just talk to yourself?
Yeah, because like he doesn't know that like I'm talking to little people inside the computer, so like he doesn't understand what's going on, and he freaks out.
On the side, that way they're like, oh, you're talking to another cat.
Yeah, well, he's also very stupid, so like he doesn't understand. Yeah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. He gets very agitated.
It's okay. I love all your cat emotes. I think your emotes are adorable. All
of
your
emotes
are so fucking peak.
That's Binks. That's my little boy.
Look at Liz's cat.
It's my little guy. He's a little stinker.
Aww. God, your emotes are so peak. What the fuck?
He's just a little fella. He's just a little guy.
Where he's just like standing. Binks ascend. I think that's peak. I think that's one of the best emotes that I've seen.
That's him after he takes like a fat shit in his litter box.
Just fucking ascend.
Yeah. He does really funny meows after, like, he has a bunch of like, he has special meows that he does at certain times, but after he poops, if he takes like a specifically spicy poop, he does like this thing where he'll like run around the house all fluffy and like his tail will be all puffed up and he goes
what is your cat, a fucking turkey? Hello?
Yeah.
Was he reincarnated?
Someone took a spicy poop. That's the spicy poop noise.
If I was reincarnated as a cat and somebody said that to me, I think I would die. Like, I think I would just bite my own tongue.
Yeah.
Did you take a spice? No, I can't even say it. I think I would actually just die. If I get reincarnated as an animal and like somebody, the fucking pet owner that's there just says that to me, I'm just biting my own tongue.
Well, he runs like his butthole hurts. Like he takes like a poop and like his butthole hurts. Like after he ate something spicy. Like I mean, he didn't eat something spicy. I don't feed him spicy food, obviously. But like, it looks like he's like trying to run it off. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to get away from it. And he's trying to get as far away from it as he possibly can as he zooms around the house and makes that noise.
Of chasing your tail.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to get away from it.
God, I need a cat. I need to just get a cat so I can fucking have a pet for once.
Cats are good. Cats are my favorite.
I love cats. I grew up with a fish. That was the closest I got to a pet. I had a dog for 3 days, and then my mom gave it away to my neighbors. But I just was like, fuck, dude. I need an actual pet. I want a pet. I want a cat. I live alone. Where's my cat?
Get a cat.
I don't know how to take care of them.
They're pretty easy. Cats are pretty easy.
I know they're easy, but I don't know all the specifics. If I go to a vet, I'm just gonna be like, here's a cat. I don't know. Do something.
Bickies. Just give them bickies and then...
What, like a gun? What do you mean a fucking...
Bickies! Like, not... yeah, get your cat a gun, Joel.
Let me get my cat a fucking Glock. What do you mean, Bicky?
Bickies! Like the hard, crunchy food.
Food's not gonna solve all their problems, Liz. What if they need to go to the vet? What if my cat overeats and then they just stop eating for like a year? I wouldn't know what to do. I take them to a vet. I'm like, what about allergies? What about if they stick their paw in an electrical socket? What am I supposed to do?
Oh, I'm constantly having to. Just the other day, because I lost power for like 5 days, so I had to clear out my fridge, and it's just like empty. Just the other day, I had the fridge open while I was cooking dinner, and when I looked back, he had crawled into the bottom like shelf of the fridge and was just fully in the fridge.
No!
It's like having an infant. Yeah, I had to like drag him out of there.
You see, I need to know these things. What if that happened? I can't move the fridge by myself.
I have baby locks on my fridge because my cat can open the fridge.
That's what I would probably do. I would probably put like the things that like stop air from leaving your house, where you put it at the bottom of the front door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, but with the fridges, so they can't get into there.
Yeah. I literally have had to like childproof my house because of him.
I'd have to cat-proof all of the fucking wires that I have, because I just know all the dangly wires that they're just gonna fuck around with them.
He doesn't chew on wires, fortunately, but he fucking loves chewing on plastic because he had to have most of his teeth removed because he had this specific cat disease that makes cats view their own teeth as being like a foreign object that they're allergic to, which is apparently a common thing that happens to cats. And it happened to him.
Things in my mouth? What is this?
Yeah.
Get it out!
So,
Get it out!
He only has two little teeth, the two bottom teeth, and he looks like a little bulldog. But he loves chewing on plastic because of that. He just gums on like plastic bags. So
I do that.
You chew on plastic bags?
Not plastic bags, but like if I have plastic, don't look at me like that. If I have like the Listerine strips, right? If I'm done with them, I just kind of like chew on the plastic before I throw it away. Or like you know when you get like a plastic fork, you just kind of chew on it after you're done.
Well, yeah, like. But I'm
sorry.
talking like
the
bags.
plastic fork is normal, but chewing on plastic in general isn't.
Well, okay, but like something that's like that fits in your hand, yeah. But like Joel, if you told me that you spend your free time chewing on plastic bags,
No.
That's not normal. No,
I don't. Not in bags. Not in bags.
Yeah, no, don't eat plastic bag. Like if you want to chew on a pin or whatever, that's fine. But like. Not the bags. Like he licks them too, so I'll just be laying in bed and I'll just hear. And I know that he's found a Walmart bag and is like
kind of a freak.
He is a freak. He is a little freak. Like 100%. He just is.
He ate his own teeth. He ate his own teeth. He eats plastic bags.
Yeah. He just licks them. He doesn't like eat them.
After he shits, he runs around the house.
That's just what having a cat is, Joel. That's just what a cat does.
They eat their own teeth?
I mean, that is like weirdly common. Yeah. Well, they don't eat them. You have to get them taken out. I had to get them taken out. And the guy who did it, like, I would say the dentist, but it wasn't a cat dentist. The vet that I got him from was like, hey, we have this guy who's not a cat dentist, but like he's been taking teeth out of cats for like 50 years. Is that fine? I'm like, I guess.
What does that mean? Like for fun? Like how many of these cats had the same disease?
That's how they said it. I'm like, I guess. I don't have any, like, I didn't know cat dentists were real.
Yeah, I'm not a real dentist, but I do like taking the teeth out of people's heads.
Yeah, imagine if you went to get something done to your teeth and they were like, we don't have a dentist here, but, like, we do have a guy who's really good at taking teeth out.
Yeah. So we don't have a doctor, but we do have an organ harvester, and they can basically do the same thing if you're interested.
Yeah, they have, like, generally the same knowledge. He did fine.
Set.
He called me like after it was done, and he's like, yeah, I took them all out except for like 2 of them.
Will they let you keep their teeth?
They asked me if I wanted to keep them. I said no.
What?
Because I thought that was weird. It was all of them. I didn't need like 50 cat teeth.
You could take his teeth. You could like put it in a diary. You could put it in a fucking like a sock pup and be like, look, this is you.
I do have one of his teeth. Because they did keep one of them to be like, here's his teeth. I do have one of his teeth.
Out of it.
He loses whiskers a lot too. I have little black whiskers all over the house.
Use the whiskers as the thread.
That's not really how whiskers work, but I appreciate the thought.
Cat necklace, cat bracelet. teeth and whiskers.
Maybe you shouldn't have a cat.
Put it in a pot and stew it.
And eat it?
When you're above it, like you put like a crystal ball around and you start, whispering chants and hexes.
Maybe you shouldn't have a cat.
Can you do an evil witch laugh for me real quick?
No.
Why? Are you scared that you're gonna out yourself?
As a witch?
Are you scared you're gonna out yourself?
Do you not know
what
what
the witch laugh?
You know what?
I need you to hold this 5-pound rock and go in the water. And if you sink, we'll know you're a witch.
Joel, do you not know what a magical girl is?
Sounds like a witch to me.
Yeah.
So you're a witch!
Yeah, that's like obvious. Do you not?
Call the priest!
Do you not know? Do you not know who Binks is? Do you not know what the name Binks is from?
Get the rocks!
Good luck.
Taper her legs to the boulder. Throw her in the water.
You just say
Put her in the
taper my
well.
legs? I can fly.
Get a double boulder. Witch!
I can fly.
Witch! Be gone, foul creature! She's attacking me with her mind powers! Look at her! I'm being attacked!
Are you done?
She's mind wizarding me! Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Got it all out of your system?
Did you get all your fucking witchery out of my system?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm tired. The bit. I don't know. I was going to go with the bit.
Have you not seen the movie Hocus Pocus?
I have. I've seen Hocus Pocus.
That's what Binks is named after. He's a little cat in Hocus Pocus.
Is there... What? There was a cat in Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, the talking cat. Played by the guy from NCIS. Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't take it after Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah,
Most people name their cat Salem and not fucking, Binks from Hocus Pocus.
The most common cat names that are for black cats are like Bagheera,
Salem.
Binks, and Salem, yeah. Or Luna.
I guess Salem would be mainstream, yeah.
Like Binks is not like an original name by any stretch. There are tons of black cats named Binks.
Binks just sounds like Binky, and it is kind of
Thackeray
cute.
Binks.
You know what? Cute.
Some people won't change animals' names from what the shelter had named them, but I had to change his name because his name at the shelter was Conrad.
Which
is a hell of a name. That is a hell of a name to give a cat.
Conrad's not that bad.
Conrad is an awful cat name.
Conrad. It's like, it's fancy. What have you named your cat Jed?
No, because that's weird.
Jedediah the cat.
No, that's weird. There are fun. I do like.
Jedediah!
It is funny when people give their cats people names, or like when they give like their animal people names. I think that's cute. Not Conrad though.
I think it'd be really silly if you named them Jedediah. What was the other weird name? Steez?
Skeet?
Skeet?
Okay, but like only one person on Earth I think is named Skeet, and I think it's that actor.
It's got to be a very southern name, Skeet. I can't imagine anyone. That has to be like a very south.
I mean, a lot of actors pick their names like it's a stage name. So
Skeet.
I imagine he picked it. I imagine he picked that name.
I can imagine like a real redneck going like, Skeet, get over here. This is my
Skeeter.
son, Skeeter.
Yeah, Skeeter.
He knows how to skin them good.
I
Something
prefer,
about
like,
roadkill. I don't know. I see the role play is not really with me today. You can tell. It's like coming out of me every time, but it's not coming out properly.
Yeehaw, partner.
Yeah, okay.
Do I sound Southern to you? Do I sound like I have an accent?
No, you don't have a Southern accent, but I know you are Southern because you have red hair.
I don't know if that's a thing that Southern people have. Yeah.
Southern.
I don't think I've ever met an actual like Southern redhead. Like a real, like I'm not a real redhead.
Are you not
like,
Southern?
I dye my hair. I am. I've only ever lived in Texas.
It's the redhead.
There are not many redheads in
It's the
Texas.
red
I hate
hair.
to break it to you.
It makes you sound red hair makes you Southern.
Okay.
It feels like it. Is this accent like offensive?
What accent?
She is Southern. She recognizes it as non-accent.
Do I sound like I have an accent? Do I sound like I'm from Texas? I did. I just did like a minute ago.
Like again, I'm like half pink.
There are. I will say sometimes when I say certain words, and I'm not sure what words they are, but sometimes I will say something, and I do say y'all a lot. But like sometimes it will.
I think y'all is normal at this point. I feel like y'all has been normalized.
But when I say y'all, it's like the Southern y'all.
Oh, like you put a drawl to it?
Yeah, or I'll say like I'm fixing to do something. Like I'll do that.
Saying I'm fixing to do anything is definitely a Southern thing.
Fixing. Yeah, without the G.
I'm fixing.
I'm fixing to do something. Yeah.
That's definitely more Southern. I don't know. I mean, y'all has definitely become more mainstream, and then even if you don't have a drawl to it, right? That's like I think everyone uses, because I use y'all for everything, because I don't want to say you all. I don't want to say like you guys. I say y'all all the fucking time. And I think everyone does now.
I say y'all a lot.
I remember I used to get made fun of as a kid for saying y'all, and now like everyone says y'all all the fucking time. It's become so normalized.
Yeah. I mean, it's less cumbersome than saying like you guys. Use guys.
Use guys. Oh my god, that sounds like something I should be saying. Use guys.
Hey, use guys.
Hey,
what are you getting up to over here?
Use guys. God, that's so stupid.
But I'll say like, what are y'all doing? And that's like, I don't know. That's about as Southern as I get.
I feel like a lot of the accents or terms that are, accented are like becoming more and more like mainstream for everybody to say. Like a or ayo, y'all, stuff like that. A lot of people use them nowadays.
I think like the internet kind of homogenized a lot of like speech mannerisms.
We're being homogenized by the internet. Everyone's slowly homogenizing.
And you can tell who's like more online than others based on what they say.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken that like quiz online that tells you where your dialect's from? Because it asks you like questions that are like, what do you call these things? And it's like the road to get onto a highway. Like, what is that called?
I think that might dox me. I don't know if I have anything specific from
take
my
it,
area.
like take it in your free time. But it'll here's a good one. Here's a good one.
And then it gives my exact address to my chat.
Here's a very specific one. What do you call like those bugs that you see outside that light up? What do you call those?
Fireflies.
Okay, see, like that's like the answers would be like fireflies, lightning bugs,
or bugs,
or peenie wallies.
You Southerners are all crazy.
Have you ever heard of a peenie wally?
What did you just say? Peenie wally?
Peenie wally. Apparently, there's a part of the United States that calls them peenie wallies.
What part of the United States?
It's like Pennsylvania or something, but there's like a part of the United States that says it.
I guess we gotta fucking blow up Pennsylvania. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We can't. Or what do you call those? We cannot have that as an existence.
What do you call those little bugs that like curl up into like a little round orb?
Roly-polies.
Like, roly-polies, right? Yeah. There's like roly-poly, doodle bug, pill bug, and then there's another word for them.
I've heard pill bug. I've never heard doodle bug before, but that's a cute name. I don't think it fits though. That doesn't make sense.
I have another one that's
Wait, doodle bug would be a cute cat name.
What do you call it?
Hey, doodle bug, get over here, little guy.
This one is a very specific one to the South. What do you call it when it's raining, but you can still see the sun?
I don't go outside, Liz.
This is real. This is real, by the way. I'm not making this up. Like you don't have like, there's not like a colloquial phrase that you say.
God beat his wife.
Close. Yeah, the devil's beating his wife.
Oh, sorry, the devil.
The other day when I had no power and like I was in the middle of like that big storm, it was hailing but sunny, and I'm like, okay, well if it's raining and it's sunny, it's the devil's beating his wife. What is it when it's hailing and sunny?
I saw this. I saw a TikTok clip about it where somebody was like, when your mom just says weird as fuck shit, and it's like,
yeah,
Mom, it's sunny outside. Yeah, the devil must be beating his wife again.
Yeah, that's like a Southern thing that people say. And I don't know why.
Ah, wow. The normalization, devil beating his husband.
Oh,
devil
progressive.
I don't know if I like the connotation of the devil being gay.
I mean, he might not be gay. He might just like be pansexual or something. Just anybody goes.
What the fuck?
The devil can have any spouse that they want.
Mimi, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. I'm hanging out with my friend here, not known as Wendy. Her name is fully Red Monarch. We're having a good day together.
Yeah, I'm Red Monarch.
When did people just like were people just stupid in TikTok comments and they said that?
Oh, I've been like mistaken. I've known Monarch for like before we were like, VTubers, and in person people would mistake us too because we were both YouTubers and we'd be at like the same cons and stuff. People have always mistaken me for Monarch for some reason. We also do weirdly, like if we're together, you can hear it. We do sound similar.
People are dumb because they say you
people
Monarch
are very
sound
dumb.
similar, and they say me and Sayu sound similar.
I don't hear that, but like it's kind of funny because like her and I will go out for the same voice acting roles like all the time.
Well, it's because you guys
like,
have similar dialects sometimes the way you talk. I don't think you sound the same. I just think you say things the same.
And then I'll hear like what she did for that character and I'll be like, yeah, that's exactly what I submitted to. Like it sounds 1-to-1. We both submitted the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I get it like a little bit.
Here's the reasoning, I think, right? Maybe either these people are new to our content or they've never heard a man before in their life, and they think that all men sound the same. So when they hear me and Sayu speak, they think that we sound the same. The only times we sound similar is if we like yell at the same octave, and that's like it.
Well, the other thing is like
Liz is a lot deeper than Monarch, and also Liz doesn't downset herself into baby talking where she goes like because Monarch does that a lot. Liz actually pronounces her words.
Yeah, I'm very articulate.
Yeah, you're articulate.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I think that it's more so that like this is not like a negative thing, but a lot of VTubers I think put on what I would consider to be the VTuber voice or like the performer voice, and that does make a lot of them sound. Yeah, it makes them sound like a very specific way, and I think that's what people like. It's not so much that they think that people specifically sound the same; they're associating that like voice with. Oh, yeah, that sounds like another VTuber because it's the VTuber voice.
I don't speak in a different way. I just talk faster and louder.
Yeah, same.
That's basically the majority of what it sounds like when I'm on stream. I've tried to get us all to hang out off stream together. I've said this. You're the only person who ever agrees. Sayu and Monarch are dead to me. They're both dead. They don't exist in my brain anymore. It's just me and Liz from now on. Liz is the only person that has agreed to an offline hangout with me.
I like to rot. I enjoy rotting.
Liz is the only one who agreed to rot with me.
I like rot maxing.
Well, okay, to be fair, the other two fly out a lot, so it's kind of hard to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I like being like at home and rot maxing.
I'm so glad the homeschooling has saved her from being one of the people that runs around all the time.
I mean, I do that too. I just would prefer to be at home.
Introvert. Not introvert. Homebody.
I'm definitely not an introvert, but like I would prefer to be at home. I don't like doing stuff.
I get physical anxiety if I go out for like you know what a Trader Joe's is?
Yeah, I think everybody knows what a Trader Joe's is.
Well, now everybody knows. Mimi, again, thank you for the raid. I don't know if I said it properly, and same to you, Apin. Big love, guys. But I went to a Trader Joe's once with my mom, and I got so much anxiety from this because it's a tiny little store, but it's filled to the brim with human beings.
Yeah.
And I think I got so much anxiety that I was just like, I'm gonna go wait in the car. I could not be in there. It freaked me out. But I go to a convention and I'm completely fine.
I'm the same way. Like it's really hard to explain to people because I'm not like super chatty when I'm in like small groups, and I hate like being like one-on-one or one-on-two with people I barely know. But like I am in my element when I am in front of a group of people. Like I'm very extroverted when I am like speaking to a group of people or like I'm performing.
Well, I think it's the same for a lot of people because it's easier for us to do that because the group of people that are watching the stream are all here just specifically to pay attention to what we say. If we're in a group of people that it's like a party, they don't give a shit about every single person. Like why am I so special to be talking in front of them? They're not, half of them aren't going to be paying attention. So it's less like you have less enjoyment or confidence in being extroverted in those scenarios. But when you're on stream, again, everyone's there to specifically listening to the streamer, so it's easier to be more extroverted.
And like that's the other thing is you already have that guaranteed like these people are here because they want to hear me talk. So like you don't have to worry about whether or not you
only for chat.
Them.
Is anyone
they just
here?
want the chat box. They just want
anyone
the free
here
chat box.
only for the chat box and the emotes? Anyone here who just straight up ignores me and is just here for the fucking emotes?
They just have you on mute. They show up every day, but they always have you on mute.
Don't say me. What the fuck?
King.
I'm just here to watch chat. I just like seeing chat scroll by. It's actually my favorite. I'm just here to look at the chat. Why do these pictures keep talking? God damn it.
I found this really cool like chat website, but there's like this one cartoon that keeps showing up and it like moves.
I found this like chat box or chat room that I can hang out with other people like PictoChat, but for some reason this like weird manifestation of Clippy the paperclip keeps talking and I can't mute it.
Oh my god, do you think anybody's done that as like their VTuber shtick is like being a paperclip?
Well, not like officially, but I have a friend named Octopimp who
I know Octo.
Oh yeah, well Octo, whenever he's on a stream with a VTuber, his Fugi picture is just fucking Clippy.
I'm constantly traumatized by Octo's Steam names because they'll pop up like so and so's playing so and so in the corner, and I'm like, the big Texas Summer is playing.
I don't know.
Playing whatever game he's playing.
Dude, it's like everyone knows Octopimp. Every time I mention him and I'm like, do you know Octo? Everyone's like, yeah, I know Octo.
Yeah, I knew Octo before I was a VTuber too.
He gets around. Holy shit. I think people that do voice acting just know each other, maybe.
Yeah, well, weirdly, I didn't meet Octo through voice actors. I met Octo through another stream, like non-VTuber stream group that I'm a part of.
What
and
the
like
fuck?
that he literally overlaps like 4 of my social groups. It's wild.
Now that you mention it, holy shit, he does.
Yeah,
he knows all
fits
the
in like
VTubers I know, and then he knows all the fucking non-VTubers I know, and then he's also a part of fighting games.
And then voice actors,
non-VTuber streamers, VTubers, fighting games, and the voice acting community. What the fuck? And then also abridged / YouTube dubbing.
I know him through Team 4-Star too. I know the Team 4-Star guys. And
Team 4-Star.
I know him through that.
And then also Homestuck. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
What a freak.
Yeah.
We shared a taco lovingly. It was really cute.
Oh, what kind?
When we were in Texas together, we shared Korean tacos together.
The fuck is a Korean taco?
It had Korean-esque ingredients inside of a taco.
Like a bulgogi taco?
Kinda.
I mean, that sounds good.
I don't really remember what I ordered. He was the one with the phone. I just told him to get me a taco.
Do you like Korean barbecue? This is off topic. But...
No, and I'm sorry. It's just like every time somebody goes to a convention, they're all like, "Let's get Korean barbecue," and then it's always super packed.
Oh, I don't like doing it in a group. I only like doing it if I'm with like one person. I only want to go with like one person.
Even then,
it's way too stressful.
It's not my thing because like the food seems very plain. It's just like cook meat. Occasionally you get sauces with the meat or marinated meat, and then that's it.
I like the sides. I like the sides for Korean barbecue, but it's not my favorite.
I would rather just go to a nice Korean restaurant than Korean barbecue.
You know what stresses me out more than Korean barbecue? Have you ever been to a hibachi?
I hate hibachis. I think hibachis are the worst.
Oh my god, hibachi stress me out so bad.
All of them have the same menu, and then also like it's just
open your mouth. I'm gonna throw a shrimp in your mouth.
Like, done. Yeah, you see it once and you've seen it all. Like you don't know other hibachi. They don't do anything differently. It's all the same fucking. It's like they all have the same script on what they're doing. It's not interesting.
And you have to usually share a table with people you don't know.
It's
you have to be
for
like
the random rich white man who's just like, yeah, dance for me.
Have you ever been to? I haven't been to the only one. This is the only one I haven't been to. Have you ever been to those like Brazilian steakhouses where you have the flippy cup thing, and they come to your table with various meats until you tell them to stop, and then they'll just keep coming by.
You can eat, and they just keep bringing you fucking more meat until you tell them to fuck off.
They give you like a little red and green flippy thing, and like if it's green, they're just gonna keep bringing meat to your table and shaving it at your table, and then when you're done, you put the red up so they stop bringing you stuff.
That reminds me of the soba challenge in Japan, where like you have to eat as many bowls as fast as possible. You're fighting against the lady who puts the bowl. So basically, it's counting how many bowls you can eat of soba. So you eat a bowl, and then the lady who's giving you the bowls for the challenge just immediately dumps more into your bowl, and you're like, you have to eat it if it gets in. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to put the bowl down as fast as possible so they don't put more in.
I've definitely watched a lot of those. Whenever I am, it's not often anymore, but when I'm a React Andy on my channel, I'll watch competitive eating videos.
It's fun.
And okay, so I have a fun. I have developed. This is a patent pending because it's really funny what people answer. A really good icebreaker personality test question that is so.
Yeah?
People give such. I didn't think it would be this polarizing, but I started asking my friends, and people give one of two answers almost exclusively.
Okay,
So here's the question:
What is it? Yeah.
If you have 30 minutes. And you're not trying to enjoy this experience. Like you don't have like a gun to your head, but like you have to give it your all. You cannot, like you have to do the best that you can. You're not here to have a good time. You're trying to set a number. If you had 30 minutes, how many hot dogs do you think you could eat?
Even if like not having a good time, how much I could physically eat until I gag?
Yeah, until you throw up, probably.
And they're just regular hot dogs, no condiments or anything?
I mean, I guess you could they could be pre-condimented, but like just you're trying to get as many in there as you can in 30 minutes.
I think I could probably eat like 30.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so you're like me. That's what I said. I'm like, I could put away a hot dog a minute.
Because I ordered hot dogs, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and I had like 3 hot dogs, 3 chili dogs, and I was like, this isn't enough. Because hot dogs don't fill you up.
That's okay. That's what I say too. Is I'm like you can eat a lot of them before they become like a
loaf
problem.
of bread, or if it was something filling like rice, like a rice bowl would fill me up. But hot dogs are just empty carbs, and like they don't have any nutritional value, and they don't fill you up. So you could eat a fuck ton of hot dogs. And
they go down easy too. They're like not.
Chad, I think you're underestimating yourselves. You guys are not giving high numbers. You guys are ridiculous.
This is what I mean, is like it's extremely polarizing because people will say one of two things. They'll answer like how you and I do, which is like, oh yeah, probably about 30.
I could put away. I have a small stomach. I literally have a small stomach. Like Chad has seen me order food and then I'm like, I ordered too much food and then I can't finish it. As somebody with a smaller stomach, I could eat a fuck ton of hot dogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't fill up.
But those are the two answers. Either someone will say something like in the 20 to 30 range, or they'll say 4, like 4 to 6. And I'm like, that's insane.
No, that's ridiculous.
There's if I could put away 6 hot dogs in 5 minutes, probably.
Yeah, you could eat way more than 4. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's so wild because I asked that question to like a few of my friends and like chat, thinking that most people would say what I said, which is like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And like so many people were like, oh, like 2 or 3. And I'm like, are you fucking joking? 2 or 3 in 30
that's ridiculous
minutes?
To me. Those are the people that are like, waiter, bring out the check after they have like a lettuce leaf.
Yeah, I'm like, I would you have any foods that like because I have a lot of foods
if you have like an eating disorder. We're just saying people that are like this without eating disorders, because some people just do that.
Like, do you have a food, because hot dogs are like that for me, where like if I eat them I don't feel full. Do you have any foods that like make you feel weirdly full? Mine is cereal. Cereal makes me weirdly full.
Sandwiches. Anything with bread immediately makes me full all the time. Anything with like rice or bread will fill me up really hard, depending on the type of bread.
I think maybe that's why cereal is so bad for me, because it's not only the carb, but it's also soaked in a liquid. So it's like soaked carbs.
I'm wrong. Sorry, not bread. Literally just like chicken breast will fill me up.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, it's like pretty protein heavy.
Well, the reason is because it's so plain that I don't know why. I don't know why it makes me feel full faster. But if I eat like a chicken breast, or if I eat like I don't know why I pause between chicken and the word breast. I don't know if it like if I eat chicken breast, if I eat pork, or if I eat like beef, like if I have like steak, right? That fills me up really quickly, and I don't know why. I think it's just like the basic ass meat by itself is super filling.
I weirdly know the answer to that because of watching the competitive eating channels. It's flavor fatigue. Flavor fatigue like tricks your brain. If you're eating one of like the same thing
I think it's
without
so
breaking it up,
it makes me feel full faster. Yeah.
It's flavor fatigue. It literally will make you like not want, it'll tell your brain you don't want to eat more of it. That's why competitive eaters will like dip their like hot dogs in soda, just something to like change the flavor up, because your brain will start telling you stop eating if you're just eating like the same thing.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like
No
I
wonder it
could
fills
see
me up.
that for most proteins. Like I don't like steak. Like I don't like eating just a steak because it's just that one flavor.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. I was on
It's
a
gotta
fucking
be
show
something different.
on Thursday and I got out because I said I didn't like steak.
Wow.
This happens way
No,
too
I
many
don't-
times.
Steak is, I'm not a picky eater. Like I'll eat most things, and like there's very few foods I straight up like hate.
That's why God gave us A1 sauce.
Exactly. Oh my god, I would be so lost without sauces. I put sauce on everything. I have to sauce everything.
I mean, I use a lot of sauce and stuff. I specifically use a lot of horseradish lately. Like my
I do
go-to.
too. I love horseradish.
Yeah, my God, we really are divorced. My go-to sauce that I put on a lot
That's
of
why
things
we got
lately is
married.
horseradish. Yeah.
It was the horseradish.
Horseradish is not liking steak and horseradish. Yeah, basically. I mean,
We went to one steak place and they tried to give us steak with no horseradish, and we were like,
we
waiter.
bonded over that, and then that was it. That was all the bond over.
That's how I met your mother. Yep.
Well, it's because one, yes, steak is one note, and two, horseradish is just a really interesting flavor combination that you get to put on stuff. I would actually like to get tartar sauce too. I think tartar sauce might be fun. I want to try it more.
You've never had tartar sauce?
I think I had it once and I liked it, and then I realized, oh, I have to eat this with fish, and I don't like fish, so I never got it again.
I was talking to someone about tartar sauce the other day actually, and I said I thought it was weird that we don't use tartar sauce with like other stuff, because it's just like mayonnaise with some extra stuff. It's
Yeah,
just Thousand
I feel
Island
like
without ketchup.
I don't see restaurants or anybody use it outside of fish.
Japan does. Japan puts it on chicken a lot, but like
It sounds like it'd
no
be
other
nice.
places do it. Yeah, it's called chicken nanban, and it's specifically tartar sauce. It's so good. But I'm a little freak for mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise and mayonnaise-based sauces.
I mean, I've been trying more and more weird sauces that I've been trying to get. Like, I don't know. I like trying new things a lot. If I see something fucking weird, I'll buy it, especially when it comes in snack form. Like, I love going to the snack aisle, and if there's any weird-ass flavor of chips, I immediately buy it. Like, all those weird Lay's flavors that they do each year, I would buy those immediately.
Same. I have like
sad I
two,
never got
literally,
chicken and waffles.
I have two whole boxes right next to me right now of people who bought me off of Throne during when I didn't have power. They sent me care packages that had funny flavors and
wait,
chips.
that's cute.
There was one that was like an Italian meat sauce flavor, and that was like weirdly really really good.
What, like ragu?
Yeah, it was from like China though, so it wasn't like, it didn't taste like Italian meat sauce, but it
I'm
did
sure.
taste good. It did taste good.
I mean, a lot of the ones that I get, because I had friends that would, I mean, they're still my friends. I had friends send me a bunch of chips from like Thailand, and it was just
Ooh.
like the weirdest fucking flavor combinations ever. Well, according to my flavor palette as an American, but still, it was so strange. And then also like, I don't know if it's the way the air is in the bag or the nitrous gas, but like it smells different. As if it's from like another world.
Or it might just be like it does, like, you know, when they have to fly it or put it on a boat or whatever, that probably pressurizes. That probably does do something
Maybe.
to it.
That and Japanese Kit Kats, those are always crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Have you ever had all dress chips? I think that's Canadian.
I have had all dressed
I
chips.
love-
It's like
I
ketchup,
love all dressed
mustard,
chips.
and some. It's just all the condiments, right, mixed together
Yeah,
for a
it's-
chip flavor.
To me, it tastes like if you mixed barbecue with salt and vinegar, which are two of my favorite chip flavors. So I love
I
it.
don't get that. I get more of like a ketchup mustard mix whenever I have it.
It's got that vinegar flavor.
And
I
a
like
little
ketchup
bit of
chips
barbecue
too.
I mean, I like it. I don't like. It's not my favorite, but because my favorite chip is the classic Father's chip of the year, sour cream and cheddar Ruffles. Every single dad I've ever seen in my life loves those chips.
My dad likes the plain, like, I don't know how he eats these by themselves. The plain Fritos, like the Fritos corn chips, like not flavored, not dipped in
can't.
anything.
They have oh my
They're
God.
so salty. They're so salty.
I was gonna say that when I was in college, I think I had a heart, a heart issue happened to me. Because in college, by the way, I was like super overweight. Because I went from doing MMA, and then as soon as I got in college, I actually gained 80 pounds in college, and then I had to lose it all when I got out of college. Thank God I
that's
did.
The thing that they call, there's like a name for that.
It's like
they call it like
yeah, but
15.
it's like a freshman 15, not a freshman 80. Either way, thankfully I lost all that out of college. But when I was in college, it was so unhealthy of me because I would do all the worst shit. Like I had a zombie shot, which was 4 shots of espresso with whipped cream
God.
and like a gallon of sugar or some shit. I would have like 2 of those a day just to wake up. But at one point, I specifically remember buying a bag of Fritos from a vending machine after class, and I ate the whole bag, right? And then the entire day, I felt like there was like a brick of salt just in my body.
Yeah.
And my heart was in so much pain. I thought I was going to die. Like, I called my mom. I was so scared. I was like, I feel fucking terrible. Yes, I also have like stretch marks from gaining weight really fast like that.
I mean, I think everybody has stretch marks. You just get those from like being alive, being a human being who grows.
It's just because I've always gained and lost weight incredibly quickly. Like when I was a kid, I would be at low weight and then I would gain all the weight incredibly fast, then lose all the weight incredibly fast. My stomach was just constantly going up and down as I was growing up.
I think stretch marks look cool. Like people are always like, "Oh, just stretch marks." I'm like, I think they look neat.
I don't give a shit about them. Whatever. It's not like I'm going around showing my fucking my chest off to people all the fucking time.
I've got a fat ass, so like I'm the number one.
Okay.
I'm the number one stretch marks on the ass enjoyer.
Okay. Thank you for that, Liz. Great. Happy for you.
Listen, some of us are built different.
But yeah, no, Fritos made me feel like I was having a heart attack once I had a whole bag.
They're so salty.
I don't know
That did
why
remind
there's
me
so much
though.
salt.
One time, back when I worked at a call center for a pharmacy, I always had to have caffeine, but I don't like coffee, so I drink like an energy drink or something. And occasionally, I would like subject myself to those 5-hour energy shots, which taste fucking awful.
No. Ooh, I had them before. They're fucking terrible for you.
They're bad for you, and they taste like hand sanitizer. And one time I had bought they came in like a pack of 4, and I had taken one before I got to work. And then when I got to work, I had forgotten I had taken one, and I drank another one. I literally emailed one of my like work friends, and I was like, "You might have to take me to the hospital. This isn't good.
It's
I can
really
like
bad,
feel my
dude.
pulse. I can feel my pulse in my hands. You need to."
That's
call
how I
somebody.
felt after taking those zombie shots that the fucking Starbucks in my college had.
God, yeah. I'm glad I don't drink. I don't like coffee, so I don't have to worry about accidentally over-caffeinating.
Actually, I can't have normal caffeine anymore. Like I tried, so I normally drink Gamer Subs, right? Use code GamerMaid to get 10% off your order of Gamer Subs today. But I normally use Gamer Subs because it's like lighter on the caffeine, and it doesn't keep me awake for that long.
It's got vitamins in it.
Yeah, and it has some vitamins in it. I tried drinking coffee the other day because I like the taste of coffee. Not the other day, but like a while ago, and I got the jitters from it. And I was just like, I don't think I can drink coffee for the rest of my life because of what I did when I was in college. Like
I'm the same way.
Physically, I don't think it's possible for me, or else I will get high anxiety and jitters.
Yeah, coffee and also Monsters make me feel that way, where like it just makes me anxious. It doesn't make me feel like more awake. I just like feel bad. Like I feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I can feel. I'm very aware of my body
I feel
right
like
now.
I've been awake for 36 hours, and I feel like I haven't showered. This is gross.
Yeah, like I'm very aware of my skin. I don't like it. Don't like that experience.
You become hyper aware of your fucking bodily functions, and you're like, ugh.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever been like really tired or like, I don't know, like intoxicated, and then like you become very aware of like a part of your body, and you're like, I don't like that I'm so aware of this, like my hand right now?
Well, I've done that with words before, where sometimes you become hyper aware of a word, and suddenly it doesn't make sense to you anymore.
Oh yeah, that's called like something satiation. It's like audio satiation or something, where you say a word so much and then it doesn't sound real.
What the fuck is this word?
Yeah,
I had that with there once, like just the word there, and it fucked me up. But I've never had it with a part of my body except for the one time I was tipsy, because I don't drink, right? Because I don't like the taste of alcohol. The one time I was tipsy was when my sibling gave me Mike's Hard Lemonade when I was like, I think 17. And I had like 4 of them, and my body had never had alcohol before. So when I had it, I was just like, I became hyper aware, but also delayed in terms of like what my my body's reaction. So all I did was I just put my arms up, and then I put my arm down, and I started giggling. And I was like, why am I lagging? Because I was a fucking stupid kid who only played video games. I was like, why is my body lagging? Just putting up and down with my arms until my sibling came over, grabbed my arms and put them in my lap and was like, stop.
Do you do the I do this all the time. Do you do the neurodivergent arm race where you just sometimes put your hand up and just like leave it above your head?
I've done that before,
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now.
I did it. It feels good. I don't do that often, but sometimes I will do that. I do that with my leg all the time. More often.
You put your leg up?
Yeah. Because I don't know why I have this thing sometimes, and this is a very weird thing. I can't imagine even relating this. Sometimes if I'm like slightly uncomfortable, I'm just like, I wish my left leg just didn't exist right now and could come back later.
I'm like that sometimes, like when I'm trying to go to sleep. Like I'll become very aware of like that I can feel like my hips or something.
Yeah, I guess that's me being aware of my legs.
Yeah, well, okay, so one of my biggest things is sometimes I don't have to be like under the influence of something, but like sometimes if I have taken an intoxicant of some variety, I'll become very aware of my toes in my shoes, and I'll start having a panic attack because I can't wiggle my toes in my shoes, and I'll get claustrophobic, and I have to take my shoes off, or else I'll start having a panic attack.
Yeah, that's happened to me before too, where like if it gets too, it suddenly like just is like, why is this really tight all of a sudden? And then you just you're like, get me out of here. No,
I like all my clothes. I have to wear my clothes. Like I always order clothes like 3 to 5 sizes too big because I cannot stand wearing tight clothes. I hate it. I don't like tight clothes either,
but I also I still tuck in every time I wear a shirt. I always tuck it in. I hate how it looks. Well, I can still have them be baggy even when tucked in, though.
Yeah, I guess. It just makes me look weird.
Not having my shirt tucked in, it just looks ugly to me. I don't know why. I can't.
I just can't be like. I can't feel like constrained by my clothes. I just don't like it. I don't like wearing socks either. I prefer being barefoot most of the time.
I need socks on. I never go barefoot. I feel gross being barefoot. I don't like it.
I do wear house shoes. I have like slide-on house shoes that I wear around the house because I don't like
even
feeling
with slippers. I just like having socks on.
I can't. Oh God, do you sleep with socks on?
No, I don't sleep with socks on, but I like having socks on.
The few times I have like tried to sleep with socks on because like my feet were cold, I will rip them off in the middle of the night. Like I cannot stand the feeling of like. Well,
it's because I don't know what the fuck it is about being under a blanket, but like. Your body is never like centralized in what body temperature you want. Like your toes will be a different temperature than your knees, then your ankles will be a different temperature than your fucking thighs, and then your arms. Everything is a different temperature, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I'm a very, very naturally hot person. Like I'm like a human radiator at all times.
I'm kind of sexy myself.
Yeah, that too. I'm both kinds of hot. But yeah, no, like I have to like toss and turn a lot in bed because like me just laying there in the bed makes like a hot spot in the bed because I'm so fucking warm all the time that it just makes like a little heat thing, and I have to roll over to the other side of the king size bed because it's too hot there.
What I'll do is I will be under the blanket, and then I will just like rip off part of the blanket on my legs and then leave it at my top part. And then I'll put it back on after I cool down a little bit.
Are you a back sleeper?
I am a side sleeper.
I used to be. Now I'm like, I lay on my stomach like that, like the position where you have one leg up and you're like on your stomach with like your arm as your pillow.
Well, I need my arms to have pressure on them when I sleep. So most of the time I put my hands or my arms under my pillow, and then I put my other hand.
Same.
I literally sleep in the fucking Yamcha death pose. Where
same.
I have one arm under my head, and then the other arm will be on my back because it just feels like they're getting forcefully stretched out and they won't move. And I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. This feels great.
I think the most fucked up way I've ever seen someone sleep is someone one of my friends like ex-husbands, we had all like stayed the night at her house one time, and when we woke up everybody was sleeping like normally in just like various places, and he slept like sitting like 90 degrees up with his hands behind his head in his bed. This wasn't like because he fell asleep in the living room. He would sit like he was sitting in a chair in the bed.
I don't think
90
it's good
degree
for your body to sleep like that.
And then his hands behind his head. I'm like, that is the most perverted way I've ever seen anyone sleep.
You
that
look
is
like a fucking
insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that more
insane.
often. Whenever somebody does something I don't like, I'm gonna say that you look like a fucking pervert.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
I normally will be like, you're sick, but I think I'm gonna specifically say the word pervert from now on more often.
I say that's pervert shit all the time.
You're a fucking
all
pervert.
the time. Yeah, God, I'm just thinking about sleeping like that, and it makes me itchy.
Well, I really just like I honestly, if there was a way to sleep with my arms just being like stretched out as if it was on a torture device, I think that would be peak for me.
I mean, you could hypothetically
honestly
sleep like that, but
honestly, I think I would get the best night's sleep if I was put in one of those like medieval torture devices where they like stretch out your legs and your arms.
Yeah.
But like not all the way, obviously. Don't rip them off. But if it was just stretched, I feel like my body would constantly, because when you stretch, you yawn, right? So if I'm constantly being stretched, I yawn so hard that I just fall asleep. I feel great. Oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. I'm stretching.
Do you fall asleep fast?
No,
stop stretching.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, I'm not me.
Sometimes
I guess I'm
really
always
depends.
I'm always in such a constant state of being stressed out and tired that like I don't lay down until I'm ready to go to sleep, and then when I do, I'm out immediately. Like immediately.
These are the two ways I sleep. Either I stay up so late that my body just forces myself to sleep and I don't remember when I go to bed. Or what happens is I become hyper aware that I have nothing to do and me being awake is pointless, and then I go to bed.
Oh, I have to have something going on in the background. I can't sleep in silence.
Well, no,
I have to have like something playing.
I'm saying like I do this thing that's called like it's not a real syndrome or anything, but it's like revenge sleep sleep procrastination, where you stay up longer to get more time in your day, blah blah blah.
Like out of spite.
So for me to go to bed early, it's when in my head I'm like, I literally have nothing I need to do. I don't need to be playing games. I don't need to like read manhwa. I don't need to exercise. I could just go to bed right now. And then I go to bed.
Yeah.
Like I need my brain to be like, I have nothing to do. I should just sleep. And I finally sleep early. That's the only times I ever sleep early.
Yeah, I literally I can't like go lay down and like be like, it's time to go to sleep. Like I can only lay down when I am already tired, because otherwise I'll just lay there and be like, this is agonizing. I
have the comfiest couch in the fucking world. I fall asleep within 10 minutes of laying down on my couch, but when I'm in my bed, I can be up for like 3 hours. And that's one of the problems, because I noticed that after I'm done cooking, I'll like eat my food, I'll put it in the dish, and then I'll lay down on my couch and scroll through my phone, and then I just fall asleep. And then I have to like wake up in an hour, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? What happened? My couch is too comfortable.
Do you have any things that you've like Pavloved yourself into like falling asleep because of?
Dark Souls.
Mine is playing my Switch. If I start playing my Switch, like my brain is immediately like, that means it's sleeping time. And I can only play my Switch if I'm laying down for like 5 minutes before I will literally start like dozing off.
Maybe if I'm okay, you know what? You're not wrong. I think it's me watching videos on my phone, specifically on my phone and not on a computer or like on a laptop. Yeah. If I watch a YouTube video on my phone, my brain will get sleepy.
I do that with TikTok. I'll do that with TikTok, and sometimes I'll have my phone like above my face, and then it'll fall on my face because I like fell asleep and it dropped on my face. I've had that happen like so many times.
Never dropped my phone on my face, and I'm proud of that.
I don't do it while I'm just like scrolling normally, but if I am sleepy, I have fallen asleep and had it fallen out of my hand and fallen on my face before, and it wakes me up and I'm like, shit, and then I roll over and just go to sleep.
I've had a lot of weird bedtime things happen to me. Like I remember when I was a kid, I bit my phone as a way to stop the alarm because of my dumbass brain. So like it was, I think I'm like paraphrasing because I don't remember the full story. I've said it before though. I went to bed and on a school night, right? So I have to wake up at 7 a.m. to get to school. And my phone alarm went off at 6, but it wasn't a school night for some reason, but the alarm went off. So what happened was I literally like took the phone while I was doing the alarm, and then I just put it in my mouth and bit down on it, and then it stopped the alarm. And then I woke up the next morning and my phone just had a bite mark in it, kind of. Like, it wasn't broken or anything, but it had like bite mark in it.
Oh.
But my brain
say,
was like, if you open your mouth, noise comes out. If you close your mouth, then the noise stops. So in my head at 6 a.m. being groggy, I was like, let me close my mouth on my phone and then the noise will stop. And it did.
Yeah, percussive maintenance frequently works. It doesn't usually leave the device in like a good condition, but I used to when I would play Pokemon as a kid, I'd get so mad that I would bite my Game Boys. I would all of my Game Boys have like teeth marks.
Yes,
I did that. I would get so mad
a couple of times.
Mine have so many teeth marks
I
in them.
didn't do it that often, but I do remember doing that once or twice, I think, where like you get so mad that you just bite something.
Because I was like a kid, I didn't have like a good outlet for my anger.
I did that with some Xbox controllers before, where I get angry and I like bite the controller. And I think I've
never done that with a controller.
I think I played Freedom Unite. I played a Monster Hunter game on my PSP, and I got stung while trying to heal and killed by like a little bug that flies around like a little mosquito in the game, like a little asshole called a Vespoid. And I just got so angry that I think I bit, not my PSP. I think I went and I grabbed something else and then I bit it, because I didn't want to break my PSP.
I think like once I moved to consoles, I stopped because I think I was so hyper aware of how expensive it was to replace them. I wouldn't ever break like game stuff. I think I have snapped a game disc before, though, out of like sheer rage.
I've never done that, but I do have another thing like this that I still do this day. So if I get really stressed or annoyed during a stream, and these are the only instances that I ever get annoyed during a stream, when my stream crashes and I lose half my viewers from the stream crash because Twitch is ass, I will put it on the starting soon screen. Chat, you guys don't know this because I put you guys on the starting soon screen. I will literally scream into a pillow and then I feel better and then I come back. Literally what happens is my stream crashes. I get irreversibly annoyed that I lose half the viewership. I just put it, I'm like, guys, let me restart. I go scream into a pillow and then I come back and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready. We're good. We're good to go. I feel better now.
It kills your momentum. I have that happen too, or like if I get a phone call in the middle of stream, I'm like, when I come back, I have to like get back in the mindset of that I'm streaming, because it just like kills my momentum. And like, well, that's the thing, is it's usually a phone call I don't fucking want, because it's like a spam call, but I'm like, who the fuck is calling me? And I'll answer it and I'll be like, we're calling you about your car's extended warranty. And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Call? I just never answer any phone call. If there was something important, they would email me.
Well, I have to like, I don't have like a lot of, it's a voice acting thing. Like, I don't know if it's a studio calling me or like,
oh, so they're, old
or something,
and aren't with the times in terms of contacting people.
Yeah, they do it by like phone a lot of the time.
Gross.
which sucks. Yeah, but like that, or for me, I'm better at this, and luckily all of my chat knows me well enough not to do it. But sometimes I'll get one of those like first time chatters. The two things that piss me off more than anything.
I love it. We have two different emotes for first time chatters. It's either weird champ or first time chatter, or giga chat first time chatter.
Yeah, there are only two things that can genuinely make me mad, because I'm loud a lot of the times, especially when I'm playing video games. But I'm not. If I'm like loud and honking, I'm not mad. I'm just being loud. I'm just naturally loud. It's when I'm like quiet that I'm like actually pissed off. But the only two things that will like genuinely
angry. I never loud angry. I'm always quiet angry.
If I'm being loud when I'm angry, it's either for like comedic effect or just because I'm just naturally very loud. I'm a very loud person.
I don't know. I mean, okay. Actually, that's become a pet peeve of mine. I used to be okay with it, but people started calling me like screamy or like yelly, and I'm not. I don't scream, right?
That's one of the things. That's one of the things that like I was gonna say. It's like when people tell me I'm too loud, I'm like, I'm sorry. That's just what I am.
Well,
I can't.
I think I talk at a louder volume, but I don't think I'm like a naturally very loud person. If I'm not streaming, I just don't say a word. Like, I don't speak when I'm not streaming.
Same.
And even when I'm streaming, I talk at a higher pitch volume and like I talk faster, but I don't necessarily think that I'm like a loud person. So if somebody does call me loud or like screamy, it's like a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, maybe you're just fucking
so
sensitive
irritating.
in the ears, you little bitch. You want to go piss yourself? Fuck off.
When someone's like, oh, you're too loud, I'm like,
it's like
I
the
don't
Adam Sandler
know how to
thing,
be.
where if somebody calls you mad when you're not mad, it makes you mad.
That was one of the other things I was going to say. One of the few things that people can say is like when a first-time chatter comes in and is like, why are you so mad? I'm like, oh, do not.
I'm gonna get
tell
mad
them
now.
to unalive themselves. Yeah, I'm like, you can't say that on the internet, Liz. You can't tell people to do that. But when someone tells me not to get mad, I'm like, you just made me mad, actually. I wasn't mad, and now I am. Oh, I hate it when someone tells me not to be mad when I'm not, like I'm just being loud or like I'm doing like a bit or something. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, or if someone like asks me to change games. That's the other thing, is if someone asks me to change games.
I never get that, thank God. And the reason is because I'm very schedule oriented. Again, some people have said this might be a sign of autism. I've never gone to a doctor, and I've never planned to take a test about it. But I'm very specific. Like if a schedule goes slightly awry, I just like have an anxiety attack and I just can't do the stream. I need to do 1 or 2 things per stream. I cannot do more than that. If somebody is like constantly changing games, it gives me stress.
Well, that too, like a good example is when you asked me to be on this and you asked me what date I wanted it to be for, and you said, and I quote, hold on, let me scroll back. You said, do you want the 15th or the 29th? You said, do you want to be on my show? I said, yes. You said 15th or 29th. This was on the 12th of last month. I said 15th. So most rational people would assume that you meant 3 days. I would never schedule
something in 3 days.
But I thought you did because you said 15th or 29th and it was the 12th.
I'd have to be some kind of fucking freak to schedule something 2 days before it happened.
So then you have me
do stuff a month in advance.
You have me asking all these questions like, okay, well, what do we do? How do you use VTube Studio multiplayer? Because I'm like, this is 3 days notice.
You can tell I was giving you 1-word replies because like, what are you talking about, Liz? It's not that complicated.
And then the day arrives and it's like time that you said it was to start. And I'm like, you did say it was this time, right? And you're like, yup. And then you just never called me. And I'm like, and then they're like, no, next one. They're like, what the fuck do you mean?
So chat, I sent Liz the date last month on the 13th. I was like, hey, what date are you free to come on to my show? The 15th or the 29th? And Liz was like, oh, you mean in 2 days? And I didn't know that she thought I fucked up. I didn't specify the month. I just assumed that they would know. And then I was just doing a regular ass stream and Liz was like, hey, Joel, what the fuck? Aren't we supposed to have a thing? And I was like, no, Liz, that's next month. And Liz was like, what do you mean?
Like, who the fuck gives dates like that? Imagine if you were like the 15th or the 29th, and I'm like the 15th of this month, and you're like, no, 6 months from now.
I like to schedule things a month in advance. I always schedule all my collabs a month in advance. I do the same thing with fucking Chaos Crew. As the resident scheduler for the fucking group, I'm the one who I schedule everything.
If other people are involved, I prefer there to be rigid, like, set, like, schedules and stuff. But if it's just me, I just do whatever I feel like. I hate setting up a schedule. I hate doing schedules for the week.
You're a pervert.
So many. It's the ADHD, because I cannot stress enough that with ADHD, like, if I'm doing something I don't want to do, it's almost physically painful. So if I like plan to play a game, like a good example, the other like a month ago, I was gonna play Little Kitty Big City on the day it came out.
Little Kitty Big Baby.
And I was so excited because it was so cute and it's a little cat like Binks. And then when I brought it up, I realized there was a lot of reading. And my ADHD brain said, we're not doing reading today. And even though I wanted to play that game, well, it was for that day.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't planning on having to read a lot.
Specifically.
And I was like, I really want to play this game, but my ADHD has told me we cannot do all this reading out loud today. So I had to switch to a game where I didn't have to read. And I was like, I really wanted to play that game. But that day, my ADHD was like, we're not doing that today.
So you're saying if I make us all play Monster Prom, you'd shit yourself?
I mean, no, there are some days that I would want to do that, but there have been days when we've done Chaos Collab and we'll have a game where we have to like do like resources, like collecting resources, where that's most of the game is like building a base. And my brain is like, I'm gonna die. I hate this so much.
I'll be real. The last couple of games we've chosen for our collabs, I hated. I don't like any of them.
I was pleasantly surprised about how much I liked the last one, because I usually don't like overcooked style games, but Moving Out 2 was like kind of cute. I liked it more than Pico Park.
Yeah, but Pico Park at least brought like a fuck ton of content for everybody. Even if it was at the risk of everyone hating each other.
I think it was extra funny that none of us knew it was like that. So like by the time we got to the end of it, we all had to like message each other like, hey, I don't know who that person was 20 minutes ago.
That wasn't me.
The person I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
I don't know who that person on stream was 20 minutes ago, but it was not me.
Well,
it did. It really did make us all like not ourselves. We were all so mad. But,
well,
like,
we keep doing like the same type of games. We keep doing these weird co-op games, but none of them have been that interesting. So I kind of want to switch it back to like non-co-op oriented games that we could just enjoy together.
I think it would be cool to do like a I've never been able to like organize one of these, but do like a single player game race, like Suika game or something, where we're all trying to reach a certain goal, but all playing like at the same time, not with each other because they're not multiplayer games, but like just trying to reach a certain goal before everybody else. Something like that I think would be fun. Yeah. But like each one of us is playing like separately. Well, maybe. There is like Suika game is kind of RNG.
Tetris, Suika game. I mean, there's a lot of different games that are similar to that. I've had a lot. That's what I wanted to do with Monster Prom.
Or like a Slay the Spire race, where like everybody's trying to beat Slay the Spire or something.
Monarch and Sayu would be able to pay attention to that. I don't think it's their type of game.
Aw, I love Slay the Spire.
It's definitely. I like Slay the Spire. I don't think it would fit with them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them playing that game. Fuck. I mean, that's what I was thinking about with Monster Prom. I was gonna be like, we could make teams and fight each other versus who gets to get bitches first. That was basically my idea.
Yeah, something like that, like where it's not a conventional multiplayer game. Something like that would be, I think, fun. Or even just like
Wii Sports.
Oh my! I think I do have a Wii. I was gonna say I don't have a Wii, but I think I do somewhere.
That's something we could do the Nintendo version. The
also,
Switch one.
like, I was thinking when we were like scrambling to try and find a game the other day, I was like, we should have a stream where we just play like old games that like people would play at like a party, like 20 questions or something like that, or Truth or Dare.
Chatting one.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, but like I feel like I would have I feel like we all know each other, almost pretty well.
I don't know. I got a lot of lore.
Yeah,
I got a lot of lore.
I didn't know about the fucking the martial arts thing. I didn't know about that.
Chat loves when I dump some just random lore during stream.
I'm learning more about you now because we never actually had a one-on-one, but I've talked to Monarch and Sayu twice already.
Yeah,
I knew them on my show.
I know them outside.
You also know them very well.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We love the. I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that story. I don't know what the lore is for that, but we're not getting into that. I'm not making the fucking law of the internet where if you're on the internet for long enough, all conversations turn to talking about that. I'm not doing that. We're not.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of lore that's like what the homeschooled thing too. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a riddle I like asking people who don't know my lore. Okay, here's the riddle. I have 2 moms. There's no divorce involved, and they're not gay.
I have 2 moms.
Ow.
There's no divorce involved, and they're not gay.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom and the internet?
No. Like, I have 2 moms. I just legitimately have 2 moms. They're not stepmoms or, like, in-laws or anything.
And they didn't transition?
Nope. They're both straight cis women.
I don't think it's polyamory.
Nope.
I wouldn't, unless you call your grandma mom, maybe. Some people do that. I know some Southerners call their grandma mom.
You're like kind of headed in the right direction.
Did you call your dad mom?
No.
Did you call
that would make my dad
mom?
a cis woman. Kind of. Also, here. I'll add an extra layer that makes it extra weird. Also, my moms are related to each other. One is an aunt, one is a niece.
Do you call your aunt mom?
Kind of. You're like almost there. You're almost there.
Yeah, I mean, it could be adoption too, but like I don't think that's where this is going.
It is. I'm adopted, and my adoptive mom is my biological mom's aunt, but they're like the same age.
What?
Yeah.
So you biological mom and then adopted mom.
Yeah, and they're related to each other. They're niece and aunt. So I'm my mom, like the woman who raised me, is my great aunt, but they're like the same age. My adoptive mom, the one who is the aunt, she's the youngest of 6 children, and the mom of the woman who gave birth to me is the oldest of the 6 children by like 20 years.
Is the biological dad with the aunt? That's your adoptive mom?
No, the biological dad is just like not at all affiliated. My biological mom is an actress and my biological dad's a rock musician, and they didn't want anything to do with each other after I was born. So I am a product of
Liz is literally a fucking like a cartoon TV show premise. What the fuck?
Yeah. And then I got it's funny because me, my biological mom, and my biological grandma are all actresses. Even our IMDb's are linked. It's really weird. And then my dad's side, the biological dad's side, who's like everyone on that side of the family is a musician. I can't sing for shit. I have no sense of rhythm. I got 0% of the
what the fuck?
Literally none of the musical inclination, but I got all of the acting, which is really funny.
Liz, your life is literally the Nickelodeon show My Dad is a Rock Star.
Yeah.
It's like the mom in that show is also an actress. Oh my god. What the fuck? That's such an interesting like family puzzle to be able to show to people.
Yeah. And then my sister's also adopted, but she's like not related to anybody.
Jesus Christ.
We just got her somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm making the family tree in my head.
You're not going to be able to. It's insane. It's an insane family tree. It is brutal.
Why? But if the biological mom and adopted mom are related, why did
I'm my own cousin.
Why did the adoption occur? Was that like a tax reason?
No, my biological mom didn't want kids. So like she's like, "Hey, great aunt, you do want kids. Do you want this one?" And she was like, "Hell yeah, I do."
But they could have just like they could have just dropped you off. Like they went through the whole adoption process.
Yeah, like as soon as I came out, they were like, "All right, you're our kid now."
I feel like most people would just dump the kid off at their family member, not go through the whole adoption process too. That seems like
they don't like live near each other, so
I guess so.
It would have been hard. It would have been hard. It's what's really funny is like I'm really not I don't have much to do with my biological dad's side of the family, but I've known them my whole lives, and like I do see them, and sometimes I'll show up for like a family event on that side of the family, and they'll be like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so and so's daughter," and they're like, "Does he know that?"
Okay.
And I'm like, "No, I thought now would be a good time to bring it up at this funeral. I thought this would be a really good time to breach the subject with him." I thought now would be a good time to drop it on him.
Is it just like a casual relationship where you guys just like say hi occasionally or hang out?
Yeah. Like, that's the thing is like I've always known I was adopted. Like I've never not known I was adopted. So it's like not weird to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I got 2 moms. I have 2 moms. And I got a dad that I never see. And then I got a dad I do see. And I got like 70 grandparents. Yeah. Well, I have a lot of lore.
My lore is specifically like one of the things is that my parents were divorced as soon as I was born, so I always saw divorce as this normal ass thing, right? And I specifically remember like a kid's parents were going through a divorce in school, and I went up to talk to them and I was like, "What's wrong?" And they were like, "My parents are getting divorced." I was like, "Okay," and I just the look on their face was so sad, and I was just like, "What's the big deal? I don't get it."
Yeah,
divorce
that's how I am
is
with
fine.
adoption.
That's like normal.
Like, I have friends who like didn't know they were adopted until they were like adults, and it's like this like big like traumatizing thing for them. And I'm like, Like, I've always known. I'm like, it's not that weird. I mean, it's good. It means that the person who raised you, like, picked you. Like, if anything, it's, like, good.
My whole thing with divorce is that I never experienced what the family would be like with two parents in one house. Yeah. So I just grew up with the two separate houses, two separate parents all the fucking time. So yeah. I guess I never understood the shock of losing that to having the two separate areas.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. How, like, if that was just, like, all you knew.
It's just really fucking funny to me because I was just like, okay, and what's the big deal?
Yeah, and?
What's wrong with that?
Now you get 2 Christmases. Goddamn.
Yeah,
relax. Relax. Jesus.
It is actually how I acted. Jesus specifically was another one where my parents were like Christian, and like I didn't know what Christianity was. So when I was like 10, I remember in school a teacher asked me like what religion I was, and I was like, I don't fucking know. They were like, are you Christian? I was like, what's Christian mean?
You want to know something funny? I grew up extremely religious, like the crazy kind of religious. Like, not me, but my parents were. I was like, I don't get it, like, really early on. But when I was like really little, like when I was very young, they were super, like, very they wanted me and my sister to know from like birth that Santa Claus was not real, that Christmas was Jesus's birthday. And so that was something that I was like hard taught from like infancy.
What the fuck?
And one time when I was 3, I even remember this. I was playing with a neighbor, and it was like, I guess around Christmas time, and she was talking about Santa, and I was like, oh yeah, Santa's not real, and like just went on like this tangent. I'm like, also, you're going to hell, and like I made her cry. What? And then I got sent home by her mom, and then her mom called my mom like, hey.
Liz, you're insane. You did not tell a child that they're going to hell.
I was also a child. I was 3.
You're going to hell when you die. What the fuck?
I mean, that's what I was taught as a kid. I was like, yeah, you're gonna go to hell. We're all gonna go to hell. You gotta stop. You just gotta stop doing it. You gotta stop going to hell.
We're gonna go to hell. You're gonna go to hell. We're all gonna burn in hell.
Yeah, and I like traumatized her, and she was like asking her mom, like, is Santa real? Am I going to hell? And then that lady called my mom, like, hey, your kid can't hang out with my kid anymore.
I never thought Santa was real, unfortunately. I don't know why. I think my sibling told me that Santa wasn't real at a young age or some shit like that. Or I watched a movie where Santa wasn't real, and it like, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I just never thought Santa was real, sadly. I wish I did. I feel like the magic of that would have been lovely as a kid to be like, wow, there's magic
whimsy
in the world. Yeah, I
had no whimsy. No whimsy.
They stole my whimsy from me.
Yep. I had no whimsy as a child. Like, everything was either Jesus's birthday or like Jesus's coming back to life day. Like, everything was Jesus was boring as hell, man, and like everything was about him. I was like, you know what? The Easter Bunny would have been cool. At least he like gives you candy.
Why does Jesus get everything?
Yeah, geez, Jesus, how come you get 5 holidays or whatever? I want a holiday where I get to do a thing. I guess we have the 4th of July.
They fucking bring up Mother's Day or Father's Day, and you're like, this doesn't relate to Jesus, guys.
Yeah.
Why do I have to get you a present? Where's Jesus' present?
You know who had a father once? Jesus.
What about God Day?
Yeah. I liked 4th of July a lot because I like fireworks, and I grew up in the middle of like a very redneck town in very, very rural Texas. So like fireworks were a huge deal. But also like I love holidays that center around like everyone hanging out around a grill. Grilled food and like appetizer-y things like New Year's. Like I like holidays that revolve around like snacking.
I'm not big on 4th of July. I don't know. I don't like the day where it's like too patriotic, and then I also don't like the fireworks are pretty, but also they're super fucking loud. Maybe it's kind of a vibe though. Like if I'm inside and I can hear the fireworks, as long as it's not when I'm trying to sleep, I think it'd be kind of a vibe. It's like hearing rain outside. That'd be kind of like a nice atmosphere.
I just like seeing the bright lights. I was so angry that like nobody told me about the Aurora Borealis, like people being able to see that like a few weeks ago. I was so pissed when I found out. Yeah, you could see the Aurora Borealis in like random places in the United States. And like
whatever. I can see that in the Destiny Deoxys movie. I don't need that.
Right. But like I was doing a marathon. I was doing an 18-hour marathon at the time, and someone came into my chat like, "Did you go see the aurora borealis?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I like Googled it, and they're like, "Yeah, in some parts of Texas you could see the aurora borealis." And I like ran outside into my backyard, but I live in the middle of a city, so like there's too much light pollution, so I couldn't see anything. And I was like, this sucks. I'm like, as if we were told for like months that the eclipse was coming. I wish they would have done that with that, because I would have like traveled somewhere outside of the city to see it. I would love to look up in the. I just like seeing the pretty colors.
Look up and burn my retinas at a fucking eclipse.
Yeah. No, not the eclipse. The aurora borealis.
I don't think it's that impressive to me. I mean, it's a cool sight to see, but I also maybe am just kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's the homebody in me. I just never really give a shit about special events like that.
I will say, the last eclipse I was traveling during, and like the place I was at, like you couldn't tell at all.
The last eclipse? Aren't those like a fucking 30-yearly thing?
No, there was like 2 in the last year, and the last one was the big one everyone knew about, and it was really funny because the one before that was like 3 months before that, and I didn't know there was going to be an eclipse. So I walked into my kitchen, and I was like looking out the back window, and I'm like, it looks like weirdly dim outside, and to a point where like I was like worrying I was going blind.
Walked outside and then see eclipse by accident.
Well, like it was like getting actively darker outside, but there was no clouds, and like I literally thought I was losing my eyesight. So I pulled out my phone to Google what are some things that could make it darker, and then in my mind I was autofilling that aren't an eclipse. Then I was like, wait. Maybe it is an eclipse.
You're like,
I Googled it.
What SCP is outside my house right now fucking with me?
I literally thought I was losing my eyesight. I'm like, I think I'm going blind. And then I looked it up, and it's like, no, there's an eclipse happening right now. And I was like, holy shit.
The Appalachian Mountains. It's just constantly all that, huh?
Holy shit. And then I went outside, and I had like all those little like crescent moon shaped shadows all over the place that eclipses caused, and that was really cool. And then my Asterian scented candle from Baldur's Gate was delivered, and I was like, this is on purpose.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore that last part out of your own privacy and respect for you. But one of my favorite things is like fog. I really like when it's foggy. Yeah. Not to drive in,
rain.
But I think rain and fog are really lovely. I am more of a Halloween person, if that wasn't obvious already. But unlike all the other fucking stupid ass holidays, nobody fucking celebrates Halloween anymore in my neighborhood. The kids don't go trick or treating. Nobody's got any fucking decorations up. People are stupid and lazy. But everyone loves fucking 4th of July.
Joel,
I get angry easily over this.
If I wasn't allowed to learn about dinosaurs because it was a tool of the devil, do you think I was allowed to celebrate the devil's birthday, which is what my parents thought Halloween was?
Did they think that just because
it was the devil's birthday? They literally thought it was like the Wario to Jesus's Christmas. They literally thought
spooky. Like Halloween was not supposed to be a spooky time in the first place.
They thought if I played Pokemon that it would let demons into the house, and then they also thought that Halloween was the devil's birthday.
Yeah, Halloween was to ward off ghosts. That was it. It was literally just light a bonfire and wear a costume to ward off ghosts in the 8th century.
It's really funny actually, because like you were saying at the beginning of stream, I'm super into horror movies, and I always have been, and they've never scared me. When I was a kid, actually, all of my
you got scared by Halloween.
No. All of my like imaginary friends were like horror movie slashers.
You had imaginary friends? That's so cute.
I didn't. Joel, I was homeschooled. I didn't have real friends.
Are they still
I had to have
here
imaginary
with us,
friends.
like, today?
My name is Ghostface Kisser, so yeah, I guess you could say so.
My chat is that what the imaginary friends have turned into?
Sometimes, you ever have those days where you're streaming and you're like, am I hallucinating this? Am I hallucinating these people?
I've had dreams about streams before where I dream that I'm in a stream, but I
have dreams about work all the time. Like every job I've ever had, including streaming, I always dream that I'm doing it all the time.
Yeah, my chat isn't real. I'm probably hallucinating right now. Hey, are you guys real? Do something that makes you real.
You have to do it like you're lucid dreaming. You have to like
do a backflip.
Yeah, you have to like flip a light switch or something.
All of you type the letter 2.
Well, if you do that, the AI is just going to do it for you.
I said the letter 2. I said the letter! That means they're real. They know that the letter 2, there's no such thing as letter 2.
Oh.
They're real. They're getting confused. If it was a dream, my brain would come up with what a letter 2 would look like.
Do you when you are you like aware when you're dreaming usually?
I used to have lucid dreams a lot more when I was younger, and I just kind of stopped as I got older. I think as I started streaming and going to bed later and later, lucid dreams just never happened anymore. I mean, I get dreams though. I just don't get lucid dreams. Like, I'm not aware of them anymore. When I was aware, my God, that shit was banging.
Yeah. So, I'm the opposite. I actually have two very specific things. One is I'm really aware when it's a nightmare, because like I'll be aware it's a nightmare and I'll be like, oh, this is a dream. And then like I won't wake myself up, or like I won't wake up if like I die in the dream, because I'm like, this is a dream, and I just like don't care. The other is sometimes I will become aware, and this is so funny. It's so self-deprecating, but it's so funny. I will become aware during a dream that's particularly boring, and I'll be like, oh, this is a dream. Oh, this sucks. This is so boring. But I won't, it's my brain, yet I won't do anything to change it. I'll just be like, this sucks, man. Well, this is so boring.
I think what sucks for me is whenever I did have a lucid dream, I would have it for like a little bit, and then immediately after I became aware it's a dream, I wake up. So I would get a little bit of time to like be lucid in my dream and do whatever the fuck I wanted. But as soon as I would be like, all right, let's fucking go, I would just wake up immediately. Like, I get like a minute of lucidity and then it's gone. So I never got like a full lucid dream like other people have stated they had.
Yeah, the closest thing that I've had is I've always had sleep paralysis real bad since I was a kid. Like if I fall asleep like in a weird way.
It fucking sucks.
Oh my God. I still get it sometimes. Like I would say the most recent time was like a year ago. And what's wild is like I was staying with my grandma the last time it happened. And I was sleeping during the day because I worked nights, and I was sleeping during the day. It was like the middle of the day. And in my mind, I was fully awake, and she was like in the living room or something. And like I was aware, because I've had them since I was a kid, so I know when it's happening. I was aware that I was having a sleep paralysis episode. I'm like, oh, I hope this isn't bad. I hope it's nothing awful. And like I was like feeling like undead fingers like pulling at my face, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And I was like, this sucks. And so I was like, in my mind, I was like screaming for my grandma to come wake me up, and it went on for like 15 minutes or however long it usually goes on. And then I actually woke up, and like I asked my grandma, I'm like, did you not hear me like yelling for you, like screaming? And she's like, you did not make a noise. You didn't make a single noise. And I'm like, great.
Dude, sleep paralysis is so terrible. I had it a couple of times. The one time I had it when I was a kid, the top of my bookshelf that I have in my room, it looked like there was just a man just like on all fours on top of the bookshelf staring down at me. But like at the same time, I was scared from it, and then I realized, wait, that's not real. That's my bookshelf. But the man would not go away, even though I recognized it wasn't real. It would just still be there.
That's how all of my sleep paralysis like always is like I know it's sleep paralysis, but I'm still like, I still see and feel that even though I know it's fake. It sucks. I've
never had anything touch me in sleep paralysis, thank God, but like it's always just somebody in the back of the room.
Yeah,
I have had times where I wake up and in my groggy state I see a chair in my room and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
oh, okay,
like
it's just my chair. Yeah, I get startled.
Yeah.
I had that with a plushie. My plushie landed on my face because I have a backboard on my bed where all my chat plushies and plushies of me are. And one time I woke up and my own plushie just plopped down on my face, ass first, and I was just like, ah!
Oh my God. Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me. I'm a really light sleeper, so if I hear like a noise or something, I'm up like immediately. I'm just like fully awake.
I'm in go mode. Heavy sleeper. My mom will sometimes just like break into my house to like either put food away or to grab something from my house, and then she'll just like do that. I wake up and I'm like, what? Did somebody go into my house? What's going on? And I just won't know. She just breaks into my house when I'm sleeping sometimes.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, not me.
She'll open the door and look at me and then like close the door again. I'm like, what the fuck?
I am in such a state of light sleep at all times that like I will wake up 10 to 15 minutes before my alarm every single time I set an alarm, because my brain is already like knowing like, oh, it's gonna be your alarm in 10 minutes, and it will wake me up before it. Like my internal clock is that stressed out.
My body does that too. So now I wake up always before 5 p.m. I will never wake up after 5 p.m. The latest I will wake up is 5. The earliest I will wake up is like 12 or 11. My body always wakes around that specific time frame because they know that I stream.
Yeah.
Fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bodies are weird, man. The whole brain is fucking strange and weird and kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, sometimes I wish I was a heavy sleeper, but then I think I would stress out about being a heavy sleeper because then I would be worried that I would worry I would sleep through stuff.
5 alarms. When I was a kid, I had so many alarms. That's how the whole fucking point in life where I just bit my phone happened.
I don't think I've ever done anything like that. I have.
Well, I was stupid, so I don't know what to tell you.
I have slept. I'm a sleep talker. I like to. I don't like to, but I do talk a lot while I'm like falling asleep.
I don't think I'd do that. I just never say a word if I'm not streaming. If I'm not in a stream, I do not speak like the entire day. I will go day. If I was forced on like a week vacation, right? Like let's say I get banned right now. I have 7 days off. I will not say a word for 7 days unless somebody talks to me.
Well, I'm like that too. I think I am very surprising for people when I meet them in person because I'm not super chatty. I do talk like a lot, but like if there's like a big group of people, I frequently just like sit and let other people talk because I'm so used to every day being the person talking all the time that like when other people are doing it, I'm like, oh, nice. I just get to like observe. This is great.
Seem shy in comparison.
Yeah, same. I seem shy in person.
I'll meet people and they're like, you're so quiet and not talkative. I thought you'd be more imposing, and I'm just sitting there with resting bitch face. I have such a massive resting bitch face. I look so mean when I'm not like when I'm not speaking and I'm just like thinking. I look like such an asshole.
Yeah, I do too. But I have like the Schrodinger's resting bitch face where like I have a resting bitch face normally, like I just am not a smiley person, but then like I also have a face where like strangers feel like they can talk to me all the time, and so people just approach me in public all the time to like ask me shit or like talk to me.
Southern Belle reaction. You just think Liz is a very sweet, nice person, so you go up to her and say howdy,
and then I just glare at you until you leave me alone. That's not true. I'm a very polite person when it comes to people I don't know. I'm very like I have the Southern like passive aggressive niceness. Like if someone is just saying some bullshit to me and that I don't know, I'm like, aw, oh, that's so funny.
Well, that's
like
nice.
Very passive.
I gotta get going now.
Yeah. Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, the bless your heart. I think if somebody said bless your heart, I think I would die. I think that's like I'm a dumbass. I said something stupid if that happens.
Bless your heart is just like, is like telling you to walk into traffic.
I did something wrong.
Yeah. Or like, aren't you sweet or something like that? Like something of that nature. That's how Southern people.
If anyone hears me call them honey, it's because they've done something stupid. I think that's I think that's the number one thing that I do, because I take a lot of traits from my mom because I grew up with my mom raising me mostly. So like sometimes I'll call people. The amount of times I almost call my chat like, hey babes, hey my love. Like I sound like such a fucking white woman. Like I sound like a suburban mom the way I talk to them sometimes, and I have to stop myself from doing it.
I'm not a pet name user. Again, I do not have any whimsy in my body.
Just like how I speak to people. I had to you know how I fixed it? I started calling every single human being that I know homie. And now that I use the word homie so much, like I don't do pet names or anything like that. Otherwise it would come out.
Bro is my default. Bro is like my gender neutral default is bro. Like my bro is gender neutral, and I'm like, hey, bro, what the fuck? Like anytime I have to like just address anybody in general.
If I use bro, I always feel like it's a little. I feel like the only ever time I use bro is when it's with people I don't fucking know, and they say something that I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I feel like the only time I use bro is in like a kind of a aggressive scenario, because otherwise I would just use the word homie.
My other thing is I started ironically calling people brother because it was funny. Like, hey brother.
Hey brother.
Like because it was funny, and now it's like I call everybody brother unironically.
What the fuck?
Like I'm Hulk Hogan.
No, I mean I think it's funny. I think it's funny as fuck. If I have a chance, I'll be like, my brother in Christ, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's funny as fuck.
I called my mom brother like not that long ago, and she was like, "What?" I'm like, "Sorry, it's just STEM. It's just I call everybody that." Or gamer. I've called my mom gamer too.
Oh, I have a friend that uses the word gamer all the time. It's really cute. They have like a nice accent too, so it's just so silly to say here. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
dude.
I just like don't
offended by that.
It's wild to me when people call their parents by like their names, like their real like actual like legal names. I'm like, I think if I did that to my parents, they would assume that I had joined a cult or something.
I think I do it as a joke sometime. I remember there was a time in my life where my sibling called my mom by her name because like they were mad at her. So I was just like, oh, this feels wrong. But with other people, I think it's funny as fuck. Like I have friends that call their parents by their first name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know tons of people who do it, and I'm like, if I did that, my parents would probably freak out. They would not like it.
Parents' names. Like, how do you refer to your friends' parents?
Mr. and Mrs. last name, whatever their last name is.
I use their first names.
I don't. Well, I mean, as an adult, I might, but I don't really interact with my friends' parents as an adult, so.
No, even as a kid, I would call my friends' moms their first name.
Maybe it's the Southern manners thing, but I was hard raised. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am.
Love, ma'am. Love the word ma'am.
And then Mr. and Mrs. I don't love ma'am.
I love when people get addressed as ma'am. I think it's really pretty.
I like being called Miss. That's why it's in my name, because it makes me feel like Miss feels like a princess. It's like the closest you can be to being a princess IRL.
Miss is cute. I just think ma'am is so polite, and it's like it's kind of endearing. I like it. I like that it's polite.
I just think of a cowboy when I hear ma'am. Like, howdy, ma'am.
Well, now we know. I remember back when that fucking first TikTok came out, when we were fighting, when I was fighting Monarch about ma'am versus like, what did she's like? She likes Milady. She likes Milady because she's a freak. And then now I know Liz was against me because she's Southern and she hears ma'am all the time already. But everyone else who doesn't hear ma'am all the time probably loves the word ma'am, probably loves being called ma'am.
Ma'am is very like formal, but yeah, I'm just like, I hear it all the time.
It's respectful and pretty.
I like Miss. Milady's like a little. Milady's a little too much. It's too far past the princess point, but like
Miss is just kind of weird to me, and I blame the whole neckbeard thing that people made it into.
Milady. I think of a knight. I literally think of like a real, actual like
Madam
medieval
only works
knight.
depending on how you say it. No, medieval knights, I don't like. Even if they say Milady, it just feels gross to me. Like I think they should say ma'am.
Madam, I can't take seriously because when I think of the word madam, I think of like either lady vampire from Resident Evil, or
some people
say
like
Bayonetta.
Madame. Some people say madame, and I think that's lame. But if somebody says madam, I think it's fair. Like if you say madam, it feel like you have to say it really fast, then it feels normal. But if you say madame, it's like, well, shut the fuck up.
Do you have special names for your grandparents, like
no.
each set or anything?
All of my grandparents.
I was just grandpa or grandma. It's just what we did.
Well, I only had two grandparents, one from each side, when I was born because the other two were gone. So like all my grandparents are gone now. I don't have any grandparents anymore. But whenever I would refer to them, I would never like refer to them by name or a cute nickname. It would just be grandparent in specific language that they speak.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of like meemaws here in the South.
Meemaw, I do like meemaw. I think that's funny.
Peepaw. Whenever I have to refer to a grandfather in a game, I always call them Peepaw. Not my real grandparents, but like, and I'm trying to think of like my aunt, not the one that raised me, a different one, like a real aunt. She has her grandkids call her Tutu, which I'm like, all right, we're getting into the weird. There's a lot of names like that.
Weird South.
That is such white people stuff to like make your grandkids call them something like that, or like something, or like I'm trying to think of all of the different variations of grandparents' names. Like
I had a thing like
Papa,
this too.
Papa and Tutu is what the uncle and aunt would go by.
I for the longest time I thought my dad's name was Dad in another language, right? Because everyone, like, I just assumed that was his name. Because in the culture where I'm from, your dad calls you Dad, and you call your dad Dad. So it would be a response, like you'd be like, "Hey, Dad," and then they'd be like, "Hey, Dad," but like it's in a different language, so it sounds a little bit more normal. But it's so like weird. But in my head, I was like, "Oh, that's his name. His name is Dad."
Yeah. Well, my I guess in like a similar vein, my parents would always refer to each other as mom and dad. Up. Yeah,
my parents would, like, have names is traumatizing. I'll never get over that.
If my mom called like my dad by his name, like when referring to him, like to me, I think that would be weird. I'd be like, why didn't you just say dad? Like, why did you say his name? Why did you say his legal name?
It's just strange. It's strange.
Are you doxing dad? Why are you doing this?
My parents have names. No, they don't. They're not allowed to have names. That's weird. They're mom and dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine calling my parents by like their real names. Like even when I'm referring them to other people, like it feels weird. Also, like it's also very strange when I hear other people refer to me by my name, like talking about me in like a separated person. I'm always like, ugh, who is that?
What,
who
like
is that? Who are you talking about?
What do you mean? Like if me and Monarch are talking about you?
Yeah, and you said like Elizabeth, because like I go by Elizabeth in real life. Like I don't go by Liz.
When one of us calls Monarch Amanda, and it's just like, or like Sayu Alejandra, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's like, who are you talking? Yeah, who are you talking about? Which is really weird for me. It's very weird for me because I go by Elizabeth in like in real life, but like if someone says like, oh, Elizabeth, when referring to me, I'm like, who is that? Who is Elizabeth?
Doesn't really work with me, does it? Hey, Joel.
No, because Joel's not really short for anything, is it? I don't think it is.
Joelathan?
Yeah, Joelathan.
Joelicent?
There's some names where, God, Elizabeth has so many shortenings, and I have to be very clear with people because people
Liz,
think
Beth,
Ellie, Beth, Betsy. Oh my God! And like I'm like, here's the ones you can call me, and here's the ones that I will literally physically kill you if you call me.
Nobody calls you by your actual name, which is MissShadowLovely. They all just call you Liz.
Yeah.
Like even in the title, I was
wordy.
I feel like people will know that you're Liz if I just write Liz instead of MissShadowLovely.
It's so wordy, and I like kind of cringe a little when people call me Shadow because like this is a username I've had since I was like 14.
You never thought
I'm
to
like,
change it?
Well, no, because it was my brand. I've been making content since I was a teenager. It's been my brand for forever.
I changed
so
my
I'm
brand.
just
I
like
used to be
stuck with
Foxy
it.
Joel, and I was like, I'm biting the bullet. I'm going to PorcelainMaid because the branding is better.
Yeah, but what would my new brand be? Liz? Oh, it's me, Liz.
Well, you would go based on what you are as a VTuber. I'm
Liz.
a maid made out of porcelain. Who's
Magical
also a
girl
maid.
Liz. But see, that doesn't roll off the tongue like MissShadowLovely. MissShadowLovely
figure out something to do with it. You probably figure out a better way of naming yourself.
Yeah, but I've been MissShadowLovely, like I said, for like a decade plus.
You're fine. You don't need to change it. I'm just saying if you did change it.
Actually, when I first started making content, I was XX ShadowLovely XX, and I lost those.
There it is. There's the X's. The extra X's stand for extra swag. That's why we had them in.
Yep.
Thank God I never had X's in any of my names, even when I was on Xbox. I had the weird random numbers. I never had X's.
I hated having numbers. That's actually why I'm MissShadowLovely, like with Miss in front of it, because when I deactivated XX ShadowLovely XX, when I came back like a year later, I was gonna just be ShadowLovely, but someone had taken that already.
I think that's less of a mouthful. I think ShadowLovely would be a better screen name.
That's what it was supposed to be, but someone had already taken that, so it like generated like here's some other things you could be instead, and it was like one of them was MissShadowLovely, and I was like, okay, well that's fine, because I specifically did not want to have numbers in my username, so I went with MissShadowLovely instead of ShadowLovely.
I like MissShadowLovely. I'm sure you guys do. I'm sure you love your mom, right? You sick bastard! Don't be excited about it. Jesus Christ!
Everybody loves me.
You know, it's good to have that mentality. It's nice to think like that. It's nice to
I mean,
think
and
like
if they
that.
don't, that's not my business, so.
Yeah, I've kind of learned over the years to just not give a shit. If somebody doesn't like me, nobody's going. Dude, I had a friend that was so surprised that they were like, what do you mean people don't like you? Yeah, no shit. If you're on the internet, eventually somebody's going to hate you. You're not going to have everyone liking you.
Oh yeah, like I said, I've been making content for so long that like I'm so desensitized to, because like that's the thing is like sometimes people just don't like you for literally no reason, and you can't do anything about it.
They prey on your downfall, or they hope that you're a bad person, and it's like you can just dislike me. You don't need to think.
Yeah.
You don't need to prey on my downfall or think I'm a bad person. You can just say that you don't like me. Like you don't need reasoning, asshole. You can just be like that.
Also, like I feel like if everybody liked me, that means I'm boring. So like. I don't want everyone to like me.
I don't know if that's
that
a like, though. That means they just all tolerate you. I think that would mean somebody's boring.
That just means that there's nothing exceptional about me. Because if there's nothing to dislike, then there's nothing like exciting. There's nothing interesting.
Yeah.
Because why would you dislike something that's like boring? Except for maybe that reason, but then that would mean I was boring, and I don't want that either.
And that it's not even a cause to dislike somebody. Some of the people nowadays on the internet, like, they will hate somebody for no other reason besides they don't like they think somebody's annoying. Like, they will hate you, and just because, like, you say, like, you're just annoying or loud. It's crazy.
Oh, I mean, like, I'm like that all the time, and I have that policy of, like, if someone's vibes are off, I'm like, I don't need to interact with you.
Yeah, I just
like I'm not obligated to interact with you. I'm just gonna pretend you don't exist.
The worst thing that happens to me nowadays, because otherwise, like, if I see something I don't like on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, I just ignore it, right? I just scroll past it. With fucking my one kryptonite is when I'm reading manhwa or webtoons or manga or whatever, and then I accidentally scroll down too far and I get curious and look at the comments. The comment sections on those websites are some of the most abhorrent, evil, ugly ass, fucking disgusting human beings. Do not read the comments on any manhwa or manga websites. They are the worst type of human beings that do not understand anything and have no sense of empathy for anything in the world.
Yeah, I just stopped reading.
I read
like
this last night and it got me pissed off.
I can't read like reviews or like forums about like movies and stuff that I like, because it's either me being like, okay, well, you didn't get it and you're stupid and you shouldn't have an opinion on it, or I'm like, okay, you are just dumb.
Love accidentally finding the clan rally. Yeah, that's basically what it's like reading some of these comments occasionally.
Yeah, I could see that on a manhwa website.
So bad. The fucking main ones that I see are people being like, "Ooh, I hope the main character gets a harem." Why doesn't he kill that person that was slightly mean to him, even though they're like 14? Why doesn't he just kill them? It's like, you are the worst type of human beings. You sick fucking weirdos. They'll show like a backstory for like a character that was slightly mean to the MC, and they're like, why do they get a backstory? I don't give a shit about this. It's called empathy, dickhead. I don't know. Those comments make me so angry. I gotta stop. I wish there was a way to like just filter out any comments in any social media platform so I just don't read them. The only comments I like are YouTube comments occasionally, and that's only on videos that are like 7-hour video essays, because those are normally like, if you're watching a 7-hour essay on this, you probably have some intelligence on like what we're talking about, so it's more interesting to read those comments.
The only time I actively seek out reading comments, like because I enjoy it, is if on like a funny video on TikTok specifically, because I know the people in the comments are also, the comments are going to be funnier than the video, because people are like sometimes quite funny
Even the
on
brain
TikTok.
Dead comments are kind of funny. Like if I just see someone going, "Rah!" and then like an eagle emote, I don't know why, it just makes me laugh so fucking hard, because the stupid fucking emote mixed with the rah sound, it's just so dumb. I imagine some dipshit being like, "Rah!" It makes me laugh.
Yeah, I don't open comments on TikTok videos where like I know if I go to the comments it's just gonna be people being stupid.
Oh my God.
Or like taking it too seriously. But like if I'm like, I bet the TikTok comments on this are fire, like on a video where I'm like, I know someone has said something really fucking funny in the comments, I'm so quick in those comments to like scroll through, and usually I'm laughing harder at that than I am at the video.
Yeah, sometimes the comments are what makes, like, some YouTube comments and TikTok comments are magical, where they just are like really fucking funny, and you're like, wow, that fucking got me. It's so weird to think about, though, because it's like, I'm reading a comment that is like a slight addition to a video that I'm watching above, but it's not like the video above could put this comment into a video format. Like, this comment could not be added into the video as a joke. It's specifically a joke about a comment section.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, you cannot add this into the video, so it's unnecessary to comment it. It's specifically something funny that you can only find in a comment section.
Yeah, I agree. Or like I have like a very specific sense of humor, I think. And like one thing that I think is really funny is I'll get TikTok videos where it's like it's just like a slideshow someone's 59-year-old like mother posted of like a picture of a foot and then like a picture of a countertop, like clearly someone who doesn't know how to use TikTok or is like so
and then
so
the comments are like making it more than it is to be,
and the comments are like so true queen and stuff like that, like
yeah.
Oh, that stuff sends me every time.
It's the fucking 1 to 2 word phrases with an emote that are suddenly just really funny, and I don't know why.
Yeah, because when I see something like that and it has like 60,000 likes, I'm like, I know this comment section is about to be hilarious. I know this comment section is about to be fire. And it usually is. It usually is.
It'll be like, oh my God, I saw a video recently about a man eating bread and with his bare hands. He made a sandwich with his bare hands and is speaking in a language that nobody knows in the comment section, like nobody identified it. It's just this guy, he tears open a piece of bread, he tears open a tomato and like tears it apart to put it on the bread, no knife or anything, just with his bare hands, and then puts like a leaf on it and then eats it with some salt. And he's just talking in a different language, and yet everyone in the comment section is like, yo, this is fucking king shit. Yeah, this is the this is the peak.
Yeah,
it's just so weird to think about, but it hey, it's there, and it can be really fucking funny.
It's like interactive media, kind of. It's the same way. Like I try to explain to people coming from YouTube to Twitch, like how different the like just the like dynamic between the viewer and the content creator is. Like I'm lucky, and a lot of my chat are very funny, so sometimes I'll say something funny and then they'll say something
your chat's
on top
funny?
of mine. Yeah, because I'll say something funny and then they'll say something funny in reaction to what I said, and then that will make me laugh because I make myself laugh a lot. Like if I'm laughing, it's probably because I thought what I said was funny.
Hey, say a funny joke, chat.
Yeah, tell your chat to be funnier.
Do something funny. Pokes cage. Hey, make me laugh. Say something funny.
I also I'm weird. Like if I say something funny and then people. Oh my fucking God.
Chat. Thanks, chat.
Oh my God.
Thanks, chat. Glad you guys are figuring. Oh yeah, my chat just screaming if I touch their cage makes me laugh. That one also gets me.
That's what I mean. Is like sometimes my chat will like react to me doing something, and that will make me laugh because I know what I said was funny, and I thought it was funny, and then their reaction to it is funny.
Yeah, my chat just like screaming if I touch their cage always makes me laugh because it's just like you guys are so fucking stupid, but it's so funny. In like the weirdest fucking way. Like they just are like, please, no! And it's like, stop begging for your life. All I'm doing is shaking you a little bit.
I also have like this weird thing. Like, I don't know if it's just spite because I'm a spiteful bitch, but like if someone is trying to make me laugh, that's a guarantee I'm not going to think whatever they're going to do is funny.
That's what you're saying coming out of my mouth.
Oh. That is a great question. I'm a ventriloquist. This is so cool.
What the fuck?
Oh, Joel's a puppet. Joel's a puppet.
Why the... What is happening?
This is so cool.
What is going on?
I'm talking, and look, I'm talking, and I'm not using I'm not moving my mouth. Look, Chad, I'm talking, and I'm not moving my mouth. Isn't that so cool? I have a new skill. I've learned a new skill.
Did I fix it? Oh, thank God, I fixed it.
Okay. I'm talking. Yeah, you're not a ventriloquist.
Thank God. Oh my God, that was so weird. What the fuck?
That was really funny.
Of my mouth. Help! Help! Help!
That's so funny.
That was weird.
Don't
hey,
help
I fixed
him.
it.
Don't help him, Pat. This is my stream now.
I think the constant restarts on my PC have just like fucked up all my settings, so that's probably why that happened randomly.
My microphone desyncs from my VTuber a lot. I have to have a hotkey to refresh my microphone.
Oh yeah, the reload button. Yeah, I have to do that too sometimes. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Like, because sometimes I'll be talking and I'll look over at myself, like as I'm playing a game, and I'll notice that like my mouth keeps talking after I'm not talking anymore, and I'm like, God damn it!
I just really like your model. It's very pleasing to the eye.
Thank you.
You're just kind of like a cute little freak, little guy. Like with the bright ass eyes and the red hair, very pleasing to look at.
I got the colorful stars on my eyes and on my titties and on my cheeks and on my stomach and on my legs.
It's also, you look a little dopey sometimes when you look down. Like you have a smug face, so it's always kind of like, yeah.
Thanks.
It's cute.
I had to also, I had to make it so that both of my eyes were connected to each other, because sometimes like I'll be like leaning on my hand as I'm streaming, and only one of my eyes will be open, and I always look like I have a lazy eye, so I had to like sync my eyes to each other. I sometimes strain my eyes to make sure that when I'm doing something with somebody else, I'm making it so my model looks like I'm actually looking at them. Like, oh yeah, I've done the same
strain.
thing.
I will be real, but like sometimes I just like focus. I'm like, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. It keeps the immersion for chat, and it makes the the production quality a little bit higher. Yeah, you're on my side monitor that I never look at, so it feels very odd for me to be looking over to the side right now. Well, this works for me because when I look at you, I'm looking at you. When I'm looking at chat, I'm looking at chat. Because I turn to each monitor specifically. I just need a third monitor. I need like better monitors, and I need a third monitor. Yeah, I have 3. You with your fucking weirdly sized monitors. They're all 3 different sizes, and they're all 3 different fucking, it's like having a phone, a laptop, an iPad, and a monitor to look at everything. It's freaky. I can't do a lot of streamers that I know. I'm pretty sure Monarch's one of them has their second or third monitor like vertical. I cannot handle having a vertical monitor. I refuse to use it as vertical. Like there's no reason for me to have it vertical. It freaks me out so bad. Plus I have a standing desk, so that makes it like too tall, and I would be looking up at it all the time. I do not need chat to be to take up the entire monitor. You guys are cool and everything, but you're not special enough to have the font size that a toddler would need to be able to read things. Yeah, I have a very specific way that I have every single one of my monitors up, like all the time. Like I have a specific monitor for each thing. Like I have one for chat and my dashboard. I have one for my game, and then I have one for like Discord and everything else. Well, and I only need 3 monitors. Like what I would want was 1 monitor for chat, 1 monitor for OBS, 1 monitor for game, and that's it. I don't need any more than that. That's basically what I have, because OBS goes on the one that the Discord's on. And it's everything that I don't need to look at all the time goes on that monitor. I only want OBS open so I constantly know where I am, where my model is on the screen, because sometimes I lean off and my editor has to scream at me to stop leaning off the camera. Yeah. I try to make sure, like I said, I have a standing desk. I make sure that my my monitors are up so that I'm not looking down a lot, so I don't end up looking like I'm sleeping all the time. I do that sometimes where I'll look down. Like if I'm ordering food, I look like this. Yeah. If I'm having to like really look something down, look, if I'm looking at my stream deck or something, it looks like I'm like sleeping. Thank God I never really do anything like that. Everything I have, I'm looking directly at the camera. Every time I do a just chatting stream, I just have OBS open, so I constantly look at where I'm looking, and it's like more interactive. I'm staring at you, chat. Staring into your soul. Do you guys see me? I can see you. Why are you looking at me? Shouldn't you be looking at them? Why are you staring at me weirdly? Liz, where are you? Liz, you're fading off. Liz, you're floating. Come back. Liz. Let me see your full model, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen your full model. Hold on. Why are you groaning as if you're an old-ass lady who's getting up? Because I had to reach over. What like I said, you're on my side monitor. Zoom out more. Oh my God. Like I told you, I'm small. Yeah. I'm small. Even with me, Matt, you are floating. That makes the rigging look so silly because you just floating around. You're like vibing. I told you I don't touch the ground. It's canon. I'm trying to match my size, but you're also differently proportioned to me. What the fuck, Liz? I told you. What the fuck? Chat, here's the size. This is the size between Liz and me.
Your boobs are resting on my head.
You're so okay. You ruined it. Liz is so fucking tiny. Look at her.
Well, I'm floating, so it's hard to tell, but yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you radiate like average height energy, not like short energy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that. I mean, in
you
real
seem
life,
like
I'm
an
not that short.
average height person, not short or tall.
I'm extremely average height. Yeah, I'm like the average height. I think maybe a little shorter.
Like yeah. Wait, your model looks really cute because of this. What the fuck? You're like bite-sized.
I'm at boob level.
Okay, enough with my. Stop mentioning that. Stop mentioning that. Okay, relax.
I mean,
I saw your eyes just staring at it.
You put me on the ground. I'm usually not on the ground, so this isn't usually a problem.
Height. Can you like look up to here? You know what? Fuck you. There. Look down. That's where my eyes are. Is
okay,
that better? Is that better? Fucking hell. Better. Jesus Christ. Don't make fun of our tiny mother. Chad, I'm glad you guys immediately went into the role play with Liz being your mom. Just you guys took to that really well.
All of my children.
Yeah, that I have to pay alimony for, apparently.
They do know magic, just as a heads up.
What do you mean they know magic? What are they going to turn 16 and then immediately get like magic powers?
No, they've always had them. They've been scamming you out of the allowance.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Their magic is annoying dad.
I thought that's why you had them in the cage, frankly.
No, they like that. That's part of the annoying thing. They enjoy that. The cage was literally a joke a long time ago when they were being really annoying. I just put them in a cage as like a fuck you, and then they got mad at me when I tried to take it from them. They treat it like there's like a safety blanket.
Recently, I've been using my swimsuit model and been like in my swimsuit and on the little floaty for most of my streams, and then I send chat to the beach that makes them old if they act up.
Not the fucking M. Night Shyamalan beach.
Yeah, I send them to the beach that makes them old. That's their punishment. Our children are aging rapidly because I keep sending them to the beach that makes them old.
I'm gonna put them in the solitary confinement that I drew earlier.
No, not the room, not the.
You guys are going to the solitary confinement that I had when I was a kid. The fucking white room with bricks and a chair and no way out.
The Joel room.
I swear to God, that's like I'm pretty sure that's like a torture thing that you shouldn't be allowed to do to kids. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's like, I think that does break probably the Geneva Convention.
It definitely does. It feels like it should be illegal to put like special ed kids in there. That's not okay.
Again, if you don't have a handle on the door, that's a fire hazard. I don't think you're allowed to put anybody in there.
That too. I never really paid attention to the fire hazard part. I was just like, holy shit. Are you vibing? Look at you.
I told you I
really like your new model, man. I don't even know if this is considered new anymore.
I mean, it's this year.
You know what it is? I could see you being put into a lava lamp.
Oh.
You'd be like the Jello in there.
Is that good?
I don't know. Do you consider it a compliment or do you consider it an insult?
I don't know. I think I associate like my red hair with like candy. I think I look like a cherry flavored candy.
Like you could be a part of like Candyland.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very candy themed. I really, honestly,
it's high saturation.
It sucks because like it's so against my aesthetic and it's like so out of character for me because blue is my favorite color and blue and gold is like my aesthetic. But like I've always wanted like mint.
Stop saying Wendy's. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Oh my God, it's like the fucking Bloodborne doll people.
I so badly wanted to be mint chocolate themed. Like
why?
Like a mint green with brown because I love that color scheme.
Gosh,
I love that color scheme, and I wanted to be associated with like that flavor. But it's so against my like aesthetic, and it's so specific that I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna stick with what I know, blue and gold.
I don't know. I feel like you could change the colors around a little bit if you wanted.
But I like these colors. I do like these colors. That's why I picked them.
You don't have to dislike them. I mean, I have this. I can do this at any point in time.
Goth.
Yeah, I mean, literally. I could literally do this at any point in time and just become goth. If I wanted, you know?
I'm going to be smaller.
I could also just do this. Like, I could do... I mean, you have the ability. Oh, my God, you're a little baby. Oh, my God.
When you make your eyelashes white like that, it does it. You do look like the Bloodborne doll.
I hate you.
You've been calling me Wendy since this thing started.
That was Chat. Chat was the one calling you Wendy. I have not said a single Wendy's thing to you. Can you
Wendy's
stop floating?
nuts.
Get over here. Shut the fuck up. Get over here. We're at the 3-hour mark anyways. You gotta go home.
This is home.
This is... Ah! Liz, thanks for coming on. I gotta go play, like, I don't know, alimony game.
You're gonna go play alimony game?
Not
Onion Boy. Not Onion Boy commits tax, or Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. It's Turnip Boy. Turnip Boy avoids paying child support.
Am I a turnip now?
Yeah.
If I was a vegetable, I hate your nuts. I think
it's not the first time I've heard that.
I think they're the worst.
Yeah.
I don't think they're very playful either.
Me either.
Hey, listen, chat, thank you for watching. Liz, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's nice that we finally got... You have such weird fucking life stories that I never thought about, like, ever. I don't know, it's so weird that I can hang out with somebody for so long and then not know much about them. And, like, I don't know. This has been very enlightening. I did not know that you were like a fucking, like a half Olympic ass martial artist. And then also all the other shit too.
Yeah, I got a lot of lore.
You have a lot of life story lore, which is always super interesting to me.
Yeah, and now we're divorced, so I can add that to the list.
Well, that's been there for a while now, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's on my resume.
Ever since Chad decided that I am to role play as a divorced dad, it's just getting worse and worse for me. So uncool, like, by the way. Fuck you guys.
Very divorced energy. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have seen my divorced dad clothes. We were like really close to getting to meet each other at the same time when we were when I met Monarch at WeebCon too. We just like barely missed each other.
That was such a wild thing because like everybody was like in the same place, but I didn't know that was gonna happen, so I had coincidentally booked something outside of
months though. Even in our collabs, I was like, I'm finally gonna get to meet Monarch. You could have said something.
But she's everywhere all the time, so I never know where she's gonna be. So I didn't assume it was like in my city.
I'm never ever anywhere. That's the thing. You should have picked up on that. I never leave my house.
Well, I knew you were going somewhere. I just assumed that wherever you both were going wasn't where I was. I just assumed it was like somewhere else. I just assumed it was a different city. I didn't know it was where I lived.
Jesus Christ. No, it was really close though. If only there was like a little bit, if only there was a way for both of us to know that. If only there was like a group chat that we all have that somebody could have said something in.
Yeah, that would have been crazy, but I'm sure there will be more. There will be more eventually.
I'll go back there again next year. It's the same fucking, it's the same thing.
And I assume I will still live nearby. I presume I will still live nearby
anytime soon.
And then I'll have to travel back for it, because then it will be weird.
Yeah. It'll be really unfortunate. But yeah, thank you for coming on, Liz. I hope you had a good time. It was lovely having you on. It was nice to get to talk, man.
Yeah, I agree. Enjoy whatever it is that you're going to do after this, I guess.
For the VOD watchers, nothing, because this VOD will end for them immediately.
Get hacked, idiots.
Yeah, YouTube,
Block
there you
this
go.
overhead.
That's all you get. Do you need me to call you an Uber, or are you going to take the kids with you? Like, what's going on?
No, they can fly. I can fly, they can fly. It's fine.
What is this, like the fucking bird in the nest situation where you could just throw them out into the air and hope that they can fly?
They got my genes. They can fly.
I don't see what pants have anything to do with this.
I don't either. Anyway,
Thanks
have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye, Liz. Thanks for being here. What? She can teleport now too? What happened to keeping the role play? You could have pretended to walk off. You didn't need to just immediately leave. Next time, at least float away. My fucking immersion. My immersion. Okay. She teleported. Chat, she teleported away. She is teleportation magic. She's a witch. She teleported away. That's what happened. She did not leave any kind of program. She just teleported, and that's what we're gonna go with to keep the immersion. What the fuck, Liz? Oh well. Hey, if you guys want to go check out MissShadowLovely, you can. She streams a lot more than I do, apparently. And she plays a lot of fun little horror games like DBD and, you know, cat games. She has a whole thing where she just does like something called Catterdays, and it's really adorable. Basically, go check out Liz. She's 1/4 of our Chaos crew, and she's also a very lovely part of it that we cannot do it without. So thank you, Liz, for coming on, and I hope you guys enjoyed. YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this Porcelain Parlor. That's another one down for the fucking record books. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and go check out others. And if you guys ever want somebody that you know, to be on here, feel free to like recommend it in the, you know, the comments section. Just don't do it live on stream. I will shoot you. You will die. You will be put down for doing it live on stream. But yeah, chat, say bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. We're gonna go fuck off and like hang out without you guys. We're gonna go play games. You guys won't be here for it because you're watching this like, you know, in a few days. You're late. Should have been here when it was happening live. Shaking my head. But thanks for being here. Bye bye. Big love. Bye.